I am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know the game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the date done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick-Nick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick-Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
That Sports for the best authentic sportswear. You check Wilton Sports when you want the best authentic sportswear. Wilton Sports. Food change advertise fee. And for roll out the numbers. Remember, no easy laugh, no off.
Some sports were for take notes. Them full of dreams and hopes. Then why them come and sell rope? When there is only one, yeah, there is only one goat. And that a Wilson, yeah, that a Wilson, yeah, that a Wilson sports. Yeah, ball boots, ball tops, ball shots, string yard, ball socks. Them kind of drip you quick for make your ex call back. Little quickness in my boots and ball out, me want that. My Nike ticky pretty and my Adidas all black. Dribble down, you feel it, grip me feel me can't drop. Slide tackle all, me own a team and know this snap up. Why? Because me buy the supper.
All right, my people, this is a happy day. People, this is a fantastic day. I can't wait to get into this, people. Hurry, get on. This is going to be good. All right, welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am your host, Management. On a day when we have some fantastic news to share with you concerning Jamaica's football. Oh my Lord. I know we had all the election stuff and people have been discouraged, but this news today is good news. I feel like I'm a modern day prophet given what I shared. I feel like I'm a modern day prophet, with what I share and how things are panning out. All right, but before we get into that, as usual, we want to give thanks for life and life more abundantly. You understand me? We have health, we have strength, and so we are so grateful for this privilege of life, living and being here in flesh. Many people didn't make it, so we are here. So let us give thanks in everything, for it is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning us. All right? So let's get into the meat of the matter. But let me big up the people who are here. Simon, you have to jump on, Simon. Simon, you have to jump on the channel and talk to me about the one. I too good. This is too good to be true. I can't believe how they do. This draw is fantastic. Oh, how we're gonna love it. I just know we will win. The two difficult games are at home. It is so, oh, Jay. Simon, you have to jump on and give your thoughts. But people, remember to hit the like button, subscribe, and share. All right? Do that right now. Lots of information from JPL to the under 17 to under 20. A lot of good stuff coming up. West Indies cricket. I'm going to share some information of what is going on in Trinidad and Tobago with the Normalization Committee. You know, the local group of players, they have a couple of games coming up as well. We're going to talk about that. So lots and lots of stuff. Listen, the lines are open from the beginning of the show for you to call in, share your thoughts about the draw that we have. All right. Big up Simon Preston, Sport City, Fresh God, Jason. Big up yourself. Toffee Rudy. Blessings every time, my brother. Dwight Spence. Mr. United. Jason says, soap. You understand me? Chicken food soup at that. Stickman. Blessings every time. You understand me? Yeah, KW Media. Good to see you here as well. All right. Yeah, new haircut. You understand me? Yeah, man, this is the late evening show. I really didn't want to. I wanted to wait until the draw. It took a little while. I watched some of the African Cup of Nation football. Really wanted, because if it was the Euros, a lot of people would be up and talking about it. So, you know, I wanted to make sure that I watched some of it. You understand me? Very good. It was a long sporting day yesterday as well, you know, with the NFL and all of that. Big up to Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, who defeated Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. And then, you know, the Detroit Lions, a city that has been in turmoil in terms of the economical operation or status of it, to see the Detroit Lions defeating San Francisco 49ers. That was also big. So the Lions will go up against the Kansas City Chiefs. I want to hear what Gunner's boss has to say about that. All right. Yeah. Big up Peso, Baggio, up and running, Nitro. People, remember to check out, if you're in Canada, you know, you have to go Tricknick, go buy some food, you know, because me here said the thing over there, the Tricknick food and the Tricknick, oh my Lord. You understand me? Tivoli versus Veer, first half action 0-0. Big up Peso with the JPL update. Arnett Gardens Harborview is coming up later this evening as well. You see me? See, Fresh God a lot talk about NFL football. What a thing. Big up Fresh God. I never know you watch them things there. West Indies, you know, created some history. Shamar Josephs, you understand me? The Guyanese, some history over there. The man who was a security guard, a construction worker, gave up his job to play cricket. And look what the youth has done. Never played youth cricket for the West Indies, you know. A significant story. We want to talk a little bit about that. Like I said, there's some breaking news coming out of Trinidad and Tobago, where they want to out the Normalization Committee. You understand me? DV Group, bless up yourself. DV Group, let me tell you this. I'm very sorry, but I had to do this video. All right, I had to do this video because I'm trying to do it for 2 hours so people can get to watch the second game, because I figured that you can watch the first one on your phone. So that's why. But with this news, I had to do it. I had to do it because I wasn't able to do a show this morning. So DW Group, my apologies. My apologies. Listen, me have to big up the JPL, you know. I have to big them up because they have a Japanese band that will be playing at halftime in the jungle tonight in the games. And guess what as well? Let me just say this, right? Because the drums were in the stands yesterday on the TV game. So it's good to see that that is still happening. And they have also launched their app. So the JPL has its app now. It's working. You can go on it and get everything you want from every stats you want about any player in the JPL team report, all of those things. It's on the JPL app. So you can go to the app store and download it and show them, yeah, man, show them some love. Big up RDN TV as well. All right. So people, all right. Yeah, man. Again, welcome to the platform. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. All right. It's time now, people, that we step up the subscription up to the 7,000 mark. All right. Just 16 likes so far. Need to see some more likes on the video. All right. So, yep. Still no assist that. It's coming fresh, God. Everything, you know, is one step closer. They are now one step closer today than they were yesterday. So we have to big them up for that. You understand me? They're making efforts to make the whole thing better. So we have to big them up for that. So big up the JPL. You understand me? One step closer to getting some things right. Yeah, man. Simon is going to join us as well. So remember, you can call in. So people, we're going to talk about the fixtures. Did you get the fixtures? The fixtures for the... All right, so let me see if I can bring them up. Now, this is very significant, you know, because I think this went exactly how I wanted it to go. I think this is... Because if you remember when we were doing the show about the draw, this is exactly how I wanted it to go. Exactly how I wanted it to go. The right games at home, the right games away. The right games at home and the right games away. And they happen at the right time as well. And I'm going to tell you why I am saying that. Because a couple is in 2024, which is this year, June of this year. So going into, watch this, going into Copa America, we have two good fixtures to build confidence when we get those victories. I am telling you. All right, so let me show you. If for those of you who have not seen it, big up to, you know, the graphics person. Even with that, you know, there is you can see that it is. Things are getting better. You understand me? With the JFF and the whole media, thanks to Simon and the team of people that he works with. You know, I know Siobhan Peart, I understand, sometimes help with that. But these are the fixtures, people. So 2 in 2024, 2 in 2025. All right? So there you go. Those are the fixtures, you know. Big opportunity this is for Jamaica. Whoa. Look at that. We couldn't want it any better than that. We couldn't want it any better. So the first game, you see all of these people who are complaining, the first game Jamaica play, the 6th of June, that will be a home game in Jamaica. A home game at the National Stadium. Premier League finish, that means all the players are available. The 6th of June. People, please start putting aside some money. Put aside your 1,500, your 3,000, right? From now, the 6th of June, 2024, it's a Thursday. Jamaica will play Dominica Republic. Big opportunity right there. Big opportunity. After that, we either play US Virgin Islands or the British Virgin Islands. I think that is it. Yeah? BVI or the USVI, US Virgin Island. Listen, these are the two ideal. So the away game, which is 3 days after, so Thursday is the 6th, Friday the 7th, Saturday the 8th, Sunday the 9th of June. Easy flight. support the team. We could not have wanted it any better, people. Come on, put your hands together for the people who put these games out. So Jason saying that it is actually cheaper to come to Jamaica to watch a match than to go out of state. Yeah? Senegal and Ivory Coast gone to penalty. African Cup of Nation. Yeah. People, this is ideal. These are and the other two fixtures. The other two fixtures are in 2025. So the prospects of this are so good. Just think about it. We win these first two games. Again, I'll tell people, it opens up the door. It opens up the doors for other players who are of Jamaican heritage to see this as wow. Endless possibilities of playing in a World Cup. So we get to add and build and cement and work out all the things in the squad with easier games. Not that it's a cake, cake soap or walk over, but they're actually easier games. If like I'm saying that, and the way it is that even in 2025, when we play Guatemala, right? When we play Guatemala, right? So we play June 6th, June 9th in 2025. We play British Virgin Islands away. Guatemala, we play in Jamaica. Again, this is the time when the Premier League will be on break. So just imagine endless opportunities for us. Like this is, to me, people, this is even a greater opportunity than 1998 to qualify for the World Cup. This is an opportunity to top the zone. 12 points with a minimum of 12 goals, I believe. Minimum. Put us in good position. Put us in good position to kind of get a good draw when we get to the final stages. But we have the man himself, Simon Preston. Simon, I don't know if you're buzzing with excitement as I am, but talk to me. What are your thoughts on the draw, the games, the first two and the last two?
Yes, good evening to all the viewers. Really appreciate it having me on. I, just like yourself, I'm very pleased. I'm very happy that the home games are against Guatemala and Dominican Republic. Very pleased about that. I remember Friday we had a discussion about who ideally we would like, and I think that we can be very happy about it. It's now for us now, before Copa America, to get 6 points in the bag, and that should be our goal and our desire to do that. So I have no issues at all, not at all, and now it's for us to get those necessary 12 points. Not only the points crucial, but also the goal difference as well. So we have a responsibility there as well to ensure that we are clinical in front of goal so that we can have a smooth passage toward the third round of the qualifiers.
All right. The one question I want to ask is, right, the game against either BVI or the US Virgin Islands will be on the 7th. When does the Copa America start? What is the window like from that game to Copa America, right? What is the window like in terms of time between both?
All right, so the USVI, BVI, and the Guatemala game, that will be 2025. So that will be after Copa, a year after. So the Dominica game would be the 9th.
Game, right. Yeah.
Right. Our first game in Copa would be the 22nd. So that is some 12 days, thereabouts, prior to the first game of Copa against Mexico. So there's a couple of things we can think about. Should we use Dominica as a mini base camp after the Dominica game to rest and recuperate prior to Copa? Or do we go somewhere in the States where we have more facilities available to be able to prepare? But I think CONMEBOL mandates that you are in Houston, which is where our first game is, 4 days before your opening game. So whatever happens after the Dominica game, we're going to need to figure out what we spend that week with. Will coach give the players a week off to rest with family and friends, or will that be a time to fine tune things for Copa? So that's something that I'm sure will be a major conversation as time progresses.
Yeah, because the reason why I ask is that the players time is the players cannot go. It would make sense to go back to England, for or to Europe for those players. So it's either come back to Jamaica base camp, then go 4 days before the Copa America, or like I said, find a base, either in Dominica or move from Dominica and go to the States and base there leading up to it. But it's interesting. It's interesting how that is. But I like the fixtures, and like I said, I like the fact that we don't play Guatemala until the final game in 2025 of this round.
Exactly. I don't mind that at all, because we've seen their face, a few times in recent times, the Gold Cup and a friendly match recently. So I don't mind the situation of waiting another year, in terms of preparation for them, and playing the Dominican Republic first, no problem, before they get all their pieces together as well. So I don't have a problem with that at all. Once we get the 3 points in that game, I breathe a little bit easier where that is concerned. So that is important. Yeah, something else to consider, with our players in England as well. You have a Leon Bailey in the latter stages of a Conference League, Mikel Antonio in the Europa League, perhaps even Joel Letibaudiere in the Championship playoff final as well. So maybe a rest after the Dominica game will be key for some players. So it might mean, 1 or 2 you might have to, watch with a careful eye on in that situation. Some may have longer seasons than others. So, being mindful about the workload, the minutes that they've accumulated before the qualifiers. So I have to put that into consideration as well. And when you're bearing in mind Dominica, yes, they have an international airport, but it's not like, for example, a Donald Sangster where you have numerous flights every day. They may have 8 or 6 flights a day. So, it might be the best thing to, after the Dominica game, move to another place, whether it be Jamaica or Miami, just for example. So that's something, again, that we have to think about. What is best?
With Liat now out of business, are there flights from Dominica to Jamaica and Caribbean area?
There are flights on Caribbean Airlines, but not to Jamaica. There are flights to Trinidad, and there are flights to Barbados, and flights to Antigua from Dominica. To those 3 islands I made mention about, but not to Jamaica. No.
To get into Grenada, where you fly to one of those places, and then to like Grenada.
Exactly. So as we know, after the Domrep game, we'll perhaps go Jamaica, Trinidad, Dominica, perhaps. But you also have flights from Miami going straight to Dominica as well. So that's a plan B, perhaps.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if maybe it's if the like after the Dominica game, like they could find somewhere in Florida, somewhere there to camp before flying from Florida to
Houston.
To Houston. Yeah, because I think to get back to Jamaica, then to leave from Jamaica to go to Houston, maybe But it's interesting. I love it, Simon. I mean, I love I hear just giving an update. Penalty Senegal 4, Ivory Coast 5, and on to the next round. So Senegal were knocked out. Yeah. They took the lead in that game. So yep.
So
Man, yeah. And also, I mean, for persons who don't know, there was some information that the local base players, they play a couple of games this week. They play against Veer, I believe, and Humble Lion. At Glenmore High School. Can you tell us a little bit about that and time? And will people be allowed to watch? Because this just reminds me of what Rennie Simons used to do back in the days. the team, the local base team, would go around and play just games in different places. So tell us a little bit about that, and if fans are allowed to see these games, and if so, is there a cost to attending the games?
Yeah, so 3 o'clock will be the Jamaica domestic squad against Veer, and at 4:30 it will be against Humble Lions. So it won't be at 45-minute games. I expect it to be half an hour per half, and then of course go over. You may have a situation where you have a few players playing in both games as well. You may have that situation taking place. Where is it taking place? Glenmuir High School. It's not barred or restricted to the public, so persons can go and find their way to Glenmuir High School to watch those games. No admission cost. Fans can be able to come in to Glenmuir High School to watch the games. It's not blocked from the public. So, it's an opportunity to galvanize a little bit of momentum ahead of the year that we have ahead. So, it's something that we should pay keen and special attention to. And we can expect more matches of this nature, Jamaica domestic squad against a club that plays their trade in the JPL, or Clarendon, or I should say a Parish 11, So these are some little things that we can look forward to as the time
So
progresses.
it won't be 90 minutes. It will be like probably half 45 against 145 or 40. Yes. Yeah.
Exactly. That's right. And a great opportunity as well for those in that squad, the domestic squad, to strut their stuff as well. Bearing in mind, January is basically done. So February is basically what is left to make that impression, stamp your class and authority ahead of March, which is the window of that Nations League period. So very, very important for those individuals. And it's going to be the similar set of players that we know were in camp last week at the Captain Horace Burrell Center of Excellence as well.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to find out, because I think it's the same group, because there's no new player added to the list. I think it is the same group. Let's see, just to make sure. Yeah, it's the same group of players. No new player added. No player added to the mix. And I think I also saw where they're supposed to be, like I said, playing a couple other games. I think Mount Pleasant sometime down the road, they have a game. I heard them saying that, and probably a Mobile United and thing, which is, I think, is good. Like, because the head coach Hal Grimson has been doing the rounds. I know he has done work in St. Catherine. He was in Trelawney. He had done some stuff in Montego Bay. He was recently in St. Mary. So now he's going back to Clarendon, a place that he has been before for this game. So I'm glad that he's also going just across parishes and reaching out and providing help in whatever capacity he can to the associations, and which is good, because just being there alone, I think, is an opportunity for players to feel like, well, I could be on the coach's radar. The coach is aware of my parish and aware of what is happening here. So I think that's a good thing. And again, like I said, it is a reminder. It's a reminder of what Simoes did way back in 1998, where there was this constant touching base in the different parishes. And like I said, this will help in I believe, getting like even fans on board, because no fans are, though they may not know the first team players, but they're getting an experience with the national team, and that is important. And you never know, maybe some of these players could transition, could be so impressive that they move into the national team, into what we call the first team then. Yeah.
Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head there. And the plan is that before the Nations League, coach will be able to accomplish all 14 parishes in this situation. St. Mary was the recent stop over the weekend, and the players and the coaches there were humbled of his presence being there, and soaked up all the knowledge that he presented. People walking with their pens and papers, just show how meticulous they are to learn from Coach Al Grimson and the different techniques and styles and rudiments of the game. So everybody felt encouraged by that. And broadly speaking, it's good PR as well to show your face in the different parishes as well. And you never know that the fans you may be able to grow and develop and could find their way to Kingston for the World Cup qualifiers come June as well. So it is a great look, and we look forward to many more like this in other parishes across the island as well.
Yeah. And I also see Bad with Bad Gaza has a question for you. It says, Manage, I noticed the country played friendlies against CONCACAF opponents recently. Ask Simon if playing the coach country, I think could have said Iceland, with these players, in is a part of the plan or in the plan.
I'm sure that he's thought about it before, at least at the back of their brain. But as you know, a lot of these Scandinavian / Nordic countries, they make their plans long in advance. So Iceland, they made their plan to come to Miami some 3 years ago, and now they're playing Guatemala and El Salvador recently. So a lot of these Nordic countries, they plan years in advance. Assistant coach John Wall said that he's working to get Sweden to Jamaica some point next year. So we'll see how that can materialize. But the key would be planning, especially outside of the FIFA window, because a lot of these countries
Yeah.
have things set in stone.
Yep. And that is the issue now. There is very little room for friendlies. I
Precisely.
mean, and especially if you want to see friendlies with the best players or with your first team players, the window is so small because there's always an next FIFA competition with the Nations League on board. And sometimes even when those games are played, the fans who ask for them really don't go out and watch them because they are also aware that the top players are not going to play. Though they will say, yeah, man, let us play Sweden, let us play Finland, let us play Iceland, let us play Norway. They're not going to watch because they're going to then turn and say, well, Holland not coming to play, and Odegaard not coming to play. Why should I go and watch them? But yet we want the games, Yeah.
Exactly. 100%. You're spot on there. Yeah, very, very key. So it just shows, the international windows all occupied. So, you just have to plan out accordingly. So you're absolutely right. I understand the question though, but yeah, it will be challenging to answer it directly.
It's almost like I believe that it's easier to play youth teams from across nations instead of like senior teams. Though many of the youth teams, some of the youth teams may have players playing in professional competitions and league.
Agreed. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, Nitro, the next one for you, and then I'm going to. It says, Simon, England will need to beat some big teams to qualify automatically, given their demotion in Nations League.
Qualification in relation to the World Cup. Remember that the Nations League is not a World Cup qualifier. The Nations League is something that is just like what we use the CONCACAF Nations League for, where you have teams that are seeded together in different groups. But there'll be a World Cup qualifier for UEFA separate from the Nations League. I understand what he's saying 100% because England will be in League B of the Nations League for the next cycle. I understand what he's saying, but World Cup qualifying will be a completely separate group.
Yeah. Fresh God, man, when was coach in my parish? How I never heard about it. Well, so Fresh God, I don't think that every time the coach is somewhere, everybody know about it, Sometimes I don't even know, but I know that the coach has been to Clarendon on more than one occasion for footballing reasons. So I don't know how come you're the mayor for me and you didn't know Fresh God. So I'll let them consult with you, the mayor. Nitro is saying that it will be used to determine the seeding for the World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. Yeah, that's usually what the Nation League is for, Euros and World Cup qualifiers. But based on England's current ranking, it should be a situation which is quite straightforward. So
yeah. All right, you know what I want? What I want to also ask you is this. All right, just not a football until we soon get back to the football. What do you think about the historic accomplishment by, the entire Caribbean, probably the world is buzzing with this 7-for-68 by Shamar Josephs, West Indies beating Australia, first time since 1997. We never did it with the likes of the great Chris Gayle and the Marlon Samuels. We understand me. A lot of these guys never accomplished this in tests. What is your take on it? What was the feeling like for you?
I was Manningsman. I remember the last time that we beat Australia. It was 2003 when Vosper Drakes hit the winning runs. I had to run to the bathroom and grab my radio to listen to the winning runs, and just to see that, just the magnitude of the victory itself, early Sunday morning. I honestly, it was just speechless for me, really, because going into this fourth day, Australia 60 for 2, I felt, all right, Australia perhaps lose another 3 or 4 more wickets, but to lose the 8 with less than 200, that it was just absolutely unbelievable. And just the accomplishment of this young man as well, to see what he went on to do, that relentless nature, and his toe was really hurting. It was
Yeah.
bothering him really, really bad. But he said, Skip, he's going to go out there because Craig Brathwaite was going to take the ball from him. He said he's going to go until that last wicket fell. And just to see that tenacity, honestly, it's something that can galvanize a nation. And so happy to see the amount of persons, speaking and joyful about such a moment, and can see what cricket can do, not only for Jamaica, but for the region by extension. And just shows that cricket is still within all of us to this very day. So,
And you know what is awesome about the story?
mhm.
Is that he was a security guard. I don't even know, he didn't start playing until senior cricket, really. Right? And so
Yeah, he did.
he was a security guard, and he was into construction, and people were even telling him not to play cricket because it was like, you're too old, you're going to learn to bowl. He never even got a CPL thing. He just went there, he was just bowling at players at CPL, like net bowling and stuff. And somebody got injured, and that's how he actually got into the CPL for a game or so. So it is just, the whole story is just a journey of believing in yourself and working hard. Like I said, that two injuries. So I am watching the test match, Simon. And
Yeah.
when Mitchell Stark came in and Steve Smith was still there, and the man hitting boundaries, I just said, you know what, man, it's under 100 now, might as well I go to my bed. You understand me? And then I said to myself, like, I don't, like, in the morning, I said, I don't want to check anything. When I got up, I didn't want to check any information because I figure that heartache again. And then I start here ping 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 ping, and I know that they're coming from some sports thing and groups.
Right.
Well, look like something is going on. And then I started seeing stuff. It was like, how could I have missed that? I should have watched it. Like, can Sportsmax like play back that day? Like, just not just the highlight, but just the entire day, so we can watch it, because this is such a tremendous thing. And one of the things I also must say about this is that this happened with so many players who are young and fresh to the test scene. You think about the Greaves and the Athenies and the Chandra. These are all young players coming in. The more senior and seasoned players were not called up. It's just a change of direction and to put the confidence in them to go there. I think Brian Lara was on commentary. The man was crying, Simon.
Tears. Carl Hooper.
Yeah, these guys were crying, and I'm telling you, because I'm saying that Steve Smith is still at the crease, man. We're not supposed to win this. Steve Smith is still at the crease, but look what happened. Yep. But have you heard, on a different note, I don't know if you want to add anything else to that, but have you heard what is it? Big up Shamar Joseph. Me never waste my night rest. For the 4 nights straight. All right, Peso. We don't know that you were watching it all night, but know that the team win, everybody was watching. Know that the team win, everybody was watching from day one.
Yes, man. Just to add on that point, not many people know, but he's a very God-fearing man as well. He's been a 7-day Adventist, so in addition to his routine of the construction and the security guard, still found his way on Saturdays to praise the Lord. So He lived a balanced routine and just trusted that everything took place in time. So what's the message? You know, never give up. Don't give up in life because your time will come. So that's what I take from it, really. And that's how a lot of people will.
Yep, definitely. All right. On the next
Mm-hmm. This way.
oh, hear this man now. Don't care. I will come back for the football topic.
This is I am sure sports. This is not I am sure football.
Yeah, it's not I am sure football. We have to talk about this, man. Come on, Lawrence. Come on, do better than that. This is a big deal, man. How can you do that? But Simon,
bigger deal than big deal.
Yeah. All right. Are you aware of what is happening in Trinidad and Tobago? All right.
Well,
all right.
There's a number of things happening in relation to the T&TFA, but
all right,
I'm here at Arnett Gardens now to take in Very United's game. So, but more than happy to catch up with you on that topic in particular.
All right,
later for sure.
You're taking in the Veer game, or you're taking in the Arnett Gardens versus Abbeville game, because that all right. Bless up yourself, Simon. Yeah, man. Thanks for joining as usual. Yeah, man.
Cool.
All right, cool. All right, that's Simon Preston right there for you. You understand me? Big up yourself. All right, go on to the game. All right, now everybody that I talk to, hear this man. Me not to tell you your name, but I was watching from the right corner of my right eye. Didn't see the end. You never know. All of a sudden, everybody was watching West Indies cricket that night. Who do you think you can? Who never watch nothing highlights on the scene? All of you all gave up. Come on. But now watch out on the right eye and left eye and out of one eye and corner and eye. And there's a peak and you never go to no bed and thing on a support team. Top on is all pesa. Hey, listen, don't come on the stream and tell those lies. Let's lightning strike and out the stream, Oh, all right. Not true, Tennessee. All right, so here's an article. All right, I was trying to get someone to speak about this, but I'm going to read this. Oh, this is better. Yeah, tell me that. You wide awake. Me too. Article says, anything but Haddad. All right. T&TFA members accept FIFA amendment to avoid the extension of the normalization committee. All right, so they had a choice either to make some amendment to the constitution. If not, what would happen is that there would be an extension of the normalization committee, but they want to get rid of the normalization committee so bad that they decide, like, listen, let us amend what they're asking us to amend. So first thing I will say, just from my point of view, they don't think the normalization committee has done good. So they want to get rid of the normalization committee out of Trinidad football. Big up Trinidad, right? Trinidad and Tobago. Members of the Trinidad and Tobago Football Association are now officially in election mode after agreeing to constitutional amendments that many feel to be deeply flawed. They believe that it is flawed, but because FIFA said that they must do it, and if they don't do it, they're going to be in normalization. This is one of the issues I have in a man. I am challenged by this. Like, this is football is such a politically wired thing, because FIFA basically saying, you don't like this, We want it done. Do it. And if you don't do it, you're going to stay under normalization. Listen, today the membership approved the revised T&TFA statutes, right, to complete the task of the FIFA appointed normalization committee. And the Robert Haddad-led committee, according to a release from the TTFA media, will now proceed in organizing election of a new TTFA executive committee in accordance with their mandate. On 8th of December 2023, the Normalization Committee dispatched draft statutes to the TTFA members, and the response from those who read it was largely horror, followed by a detailed retort. On the 24th of January 2024, FIFA Chief Member Association's officer, Kenny Jean Marie, responded with a few insignificant alterations, open and close quotation. According to the TTFA members and what they considered a threat, open quote, based on the initial decision of the Bureau of the FIFA Council to appoint a normalization committee for TTFA, said Jean Marie, elections of a new TTFA executive committee will only be able to be held once the TTFA statutes and other regulations, where necessary, have been revised and brought in line with the FIFA statutes and requirements. Listen enough, people. Or, as it was translated by the membership, accept the amendment statutes or prepare for an extension of the normalization committee. I mean, I tell you, it doesn't make sense even discussing it, said one TTPFL club director. You either sign it or we can't get back the TTFA. You see what normalization is? You what the people saying that? Just go with what they must say, or the TTFA will continue to be under normalization. I will not change a comma in that document. Approved already, said another member who spent much of the past 4 years criticizing the stewardship of the normalization committee. Just call the election. Hey, the people are so frustrated with the normalization committee that they don't even care what is in the document. You know, y'all listening what is going on? They want us to refuse so they can keep the normalization committee in place. You hear that? The people in the TTFA are saying that. The people from FIFA actually want them to refuse the amendments so they can continue with the normalization. Whoa. Said another administrator, our position is anything but Haddad, which is anything but the normalization committee. So what were the changes to the T&TFA statutes? First of all, it's worth noting that the previous TTFA constitution was also approved by FIFA and not a concoction of the previous president, William Wallace. In fact, the last amendments happened during the term of the late Raymond Timkey and were in place for the entire term of his successor, David John Williams. You're hearing people? No problem, understand. We soon get into, right? Of course, Wallace used the Constitution to defy FIFA's attempt to oust-him, rankled the global football bodies, Zurich body, and predictably, the amendments ensure this is no longer an option. But the new statutes went much further than merely denying the TTFA the right of justice from the local courts. So one of the things that they are doing now is that, listen, if anything else goes wrong, you cannot go to any local court. The local court cannot. Hey, FIFA powerful, you know? FIFA tell the people say they're more powerful than the courts in them country, you know. One FIFA badness this call. Take it or leave it, FIFA go on it. There were among several eye-raising alterations, significant changes to the voting members of the local football body and the process of electing a new president. In Article 26, entitled Delegates and Votes, each licensed TT-PFL Tier 1 club is afforded 2 votes per club, represented by 1 delegate. All right, Horatio Morgan has scored for Tivoli. They have a 1-0 lead over Veer. The top 6 clubs in the TT-PFL Tier 2 standing also receive 2 votes, except in case where one of the top 6 teams already has a vote, like Police FC, Defense Force, and Club Sando, at which point the votes will go to the next club in the standing. In the previous constitution, the Pro League and the TT Super League clubs had 18 votes, 10 and 8 respectively, with 1 per team from a total electorate of 49 delegates. The amended constitution gives a 36 vote for the Tier 1 and Tier 2 clubs, 24 and 12 respectively, with 2 per team from a new electorate of 57. So 36 of the votes in Trinidad go to the clubs, you know, Tier 1 and Tier 2. All right? And in a stroke, the 18 clubs, a combination of semi-pro, amateur, and service teams, went from 37.8% of the electorate to 63.16% of the total vote. Each regional association, such as the Northern and Eastern, which would be our Paris Association, which is similar FAs, will be entitled to the same 2 votes, stated Trinidad and Tobago Referees Association President Osmond Downer in a letter to FIFA on behalf of its membership. It cannot be that each single one of these clubs, many of which comprise amateur players with only full-time jobs, will have the same voting power as each one of the regional association, which in total caters for 92 amateur clubs, an average of 15.3 clubs for each association. Right. So what they are saying in this case is that like Mount Pleasant has more votes than the parish association itself. When the parish association caters for a greater population than the club itself. All right? So that is what they are saying. This is unacceptable. Donna wondered why FIFA wanted the T&TFA to have statutes that were so out of sync with international convention and urged a rethink. All right? And so this is what the rethink is. I soon come to your comments, right? Need to read this, because this is important that we understand this whole normalization process and, widen our scope on our discussion, right? So, for the FA of England, the mother of all FAs, we see the following. The FA Council, which functioned also as the Congress, total votes 92. Professional club votes 16. A percentage of 17.83 for the clubs. Wow. So in England, only 6 professional clubs vote is only 16. That is interesting. I never even know that. So England is 92 persons voting, for their president, but only 16 of those go to professional clubs. Interesting. For the Jamaica Football Federation, but them all use all James, a total of 57 votes. The elite clubs vote 16, a percentage of 28.07 for the clubs. See that? All right. For the Australia Football Federation, the elite clubs have a total of 10 votes, a percentage of 10 for the clubs. For the South African FA, from 224 total votes, the elite clubs have a percentage of 2.68. And they go on to New Zealand and stuff. FIFA responds. And this is no. So they are saying to FIFA, this should not be so. Let the things be consistent with what happened in New Zealand, in South Africa, in England, and in Jamaica and other countries, where the associations have a greater percentage of the vote than the clubs. So FIFA responded by this. Here's FIFA response. Accept it or take more normalization. Yo, FIFA bad. Hey, people we need to vote out FIFA. We need to vote out FIFA. Of FIFA, we need to vote out. What kind of bad man business? Or FIFA if you tell the people them to take it or leave it. We need to vote out FIFA. Can we vote out FIFA? This is joke. We need to ban FIFA. Can FIFA be bad? I don't know, because this look like dictatorship. This is our thing. You gotta take what we're giving you. Or you go on by your business. At present, the TTPFL competition, the backbone of Trinidad and Tobago, adult domestic football, are beholden to FIFA funding. That is what happens when FIFA give you money, you know. You have, if you cut off FIFA, you cut off your money. Problem there. Unlike the Pro League and the TTSL, which had independent stewardship, the TTFA manages the TTPFL directly and employs its CEO. It creates a situation where almost 2/3 of the local football electorate owe their direct survival to the TTFA president and higher up the food chain, FIFA funding. So in other words, what they are saying is that it is FIFA that is funding the clubs. And that need to stop, because they are saying that before FIFA normalization, they had independent people who were putting money in football. Now that FIFA is in charge of the thing, nobody wants to put their money into the football because the people don't trust FIFA to manage their money. Hey, yo, them things are serious enough, people. Yeah. Anyway, coming to Haddad as normalization committee chairman cannot run for TTFA presidency in the upcoming election. However, the TTPFL CEO Colin Wharf can throw his hat in the ring. So really and truly, it is people from Trinidad that FIFA employ. So while the man that FIFA employ for the normalization cannot run, people who he works with can throw their hats in the ring. They should not vote for them. If Wharf does challenge for the top administrative sports position in the country, he would have the ability, thanks to FIFA's money, to bend the ear of the electorate like no other candidate. You understand that? So they are saying that if this guy who runs the league by FIFA funding, if he were to run for the position of leadership, he'd probably end up winning, because that's where all the money in football is. But it is the same persons who are in charge of the normalization. This is more, right? There is more. This not only denies TTFA members the right to run for office as an independent, but it severely restricts the voters' ability to select their preferred candidate. It is not only unprecedented in local football election, but in election full stop. Not even FIFA has such restriction on its electoral process. Voting by slate is against the democratic right of a delegate to vote for individual of his or her choice or any other particular position doing a road to FIFA. One may not want to vote for a nominee on a particular slate for a position and can very well want to vote for a candidate on another slate. This right is practiced in all democratic institutions, which is what I think in Jamaica, you know. Like a man could say, all right, we want this person to be the president of the GFF, but we're going to vote for that person over that side to be a part of the vice presidency or stuff. But you're not allowed. You either accept the slate or not. What happens if a nominee withdraws from a slate? What happens if a nominee withdraws from a slate before the election date? Is that slate cancelled? Because if you're voting by slate and a person says, I'm not going to run, does that mean that the entire slate is gone or just that person? If that is the case, then, and it's just the person, why can't I vote for a person from that slate and a person from this slate? So you have Anderson and Ricketts. A person could and should be able to vote for two different persons on two different slates if they so desire. Could that work? FIFA again resisted Donna's argument. Former Trinidad and Tobago Olympic Committee and Caribbean Association of National Olympic Committee CANA President Brian Lewis, big up Brian Lewis, was part of the Constitution Review Committee in 2014, which came up with the last T&TFA Constitution and is looking keenly at the imbroglio. I think the decision to accept the Constitution as is may have more to do with the stakeholders having reached the point that they want to move past the Normalization Committee to the election. All right? That's what Brian Lewis is saying. Hey, yo, this not done enough, man. This have so many. Hey, it look like I want to book the person here, right? When me I tell you, say, it's like a booking of people. It's like a book. So, what are your thoughts, people? There's a lot more I could read. This FIFA thing, like this FIFA intervention, is not a good thing. Reading this, it don't appear like there is a lot of benefits to it because FIFA runs it to fill the coffers of FIFA. So FIFA sending the money to give to FIFA people to run the programs. So the country and the people in the country don't benefit by the operation of football. That is the problem with this whole FIFA Normalization Committee. It's a deadly road to go down for the football. And FIFA seem to want to keep running the football in the people them country. Shouldn't the Normalization Committee normalize things and then leave? Why they want to be there forever? Pack up and leave. That is management thing. Pack up and leave Trinidad. Pack up and leave Trinidad. Wanna pack up and leave. Why no one then at the people them place I run the people them football? Leave the people them to run them football. Corrupt people cannot listen. You think corrupt people? It's hard for corrupt people to police corrupt people. Pack up and leave. Pack up and leave the people them football. You can imagine the people that made their constitution. You changed the constitution that they prepared. You prepared your own constitution and telling them that they either take it or leave it. Hey, this is what I'm telling you. You see, when you see the MAs across the world operating certain way, they are learning from their master. Let me say it again. When you see MAs across the world operating certain ways, I am telling you people, all of those practices, they are learning from their big master. And who's their big master? Yeah. Who is their big master? FIFA. I don't know. I know cranky, but have you also heard that the charges against Jack Warner may be thrown out? I'm telling you, people. Jackass. Oh, big old football guru. Hey, Duckland, sue FIFA. CC Sports Lab management. MA is a code show now. A big old footballing. Let me put up this. People screenshot this. This is CC. The man who knows so much about football, who is when it comes on to football information, is the Google master. And you don't know what MA mean? You don't know what MA mean? Somebody please tell CC Sports Lab what MA mean in football discussion. I am not telling him. FIFA gives money. Listen to the context. FIFA gives monies to their MAs. You don't know what that mean? Eh? What? What is CC? Anyway, FIFA is MAF. What is this? What is wrong with CC? Anyway, FIFA. All right. CC, when you come on the Monday shows, you have to make sure that you take. You have to make sure. See, nobody buy try be cute, CC, and you did not know what it means. You can act like no, like you can use some big accounting terms, like you want to teach people things. You did not know what MA mean. That's why you ask the question. Like you try go around the thing now. You think you can fool nobody, CC? Eh? He might try like, no, he's trying to act like, oh, he was just playing. Oh, I know what that is and I know what that meant. I was just trying to find out. You know, CC already. You can't admit him never know something. Yeah. I think the only difference, Drew, so the difference with the he did not know what it means, people. Him just pretending now, like everybody start telling him he might try to put both mergers and acquisitions and all of those things. You did not know what it means. Call in, CC. Call in and be honest. Tell us that you knew when I said FIFA give monies to their MAs. You knew what that means. You asked about code name. Mad accountant. Because you know say accountant, mad accountant, that it means. FIFA give money to the mad accountants like CC Sports Lab. Mad accountants. That's what it means. Yeah. Like, yeah. But I think the difference is that the my understanding is that which is why while we complain about the constitution the constitution of the Jamaica Football Federation, it is important that we know that this was done with FIFA's direct involvement. So if we say it is flawed, it speaks a lot about not just about the persons from Jamaica who would have worked with it, but the representatives from FIFA who also allowed it. It speaks to the nature of the bigger organization. So like I said, so let me just, where's Cranky? Cranky have some details on this. Is Cranky supposed to come and talk about this? Hey, Cranky, you need to stop, take the bus and the train, my friend. Drive that car into New York and drive it home, man. Stay in the traffic so you can put the thing on the speaker. This whole heap of busting don't work, man. Oh, right. You can't see a night. No, it's daytime, man. Big up, Cranky. All right. You need to talk about, So there's a U.S. legal case, right, which may result in overturning of some of the previous FIFA convictions. And it may result in even Jack Warner case being thrown out. Veer got back a goal through Shaquille Jones. So that game is now 2-1. Yeah, I know parking is crazy in the city, man. But Cranky taking the bus thing now to work out, man. Let me see if I can get can I get somebody from Trinidad to come and talk about this article? Because this is very interesting. Because this is a 2-hour show, so we have around 50 minutes. Yeah. Oh, so I'm trying to get because I think like the people they got frustrated. So here's the position because uh, uh, the league in Trinidad is really a FIFA league because the people used to put money in the football, they're not doing it, which is going to affect the sponsorship for the national team. If you remember, Trinidad, I think we're in the Gold Cup without a jersey sponsor, because of the FIFA normalization. I don't think people want, is that the one you're talking about, Jason, or the cases being thrown out? That's why I want Cranky or Neo, somebody who is legal, to find out. So if the cases have been thrown out, all of those damages that were done, what happens? If all of these cases against Webb and One and all of these guys are thrown out, for all of these years where them trying to extradite the man and all of those things, what happens? Or I wonder if this, Ed, sometimes I probably put on the Ben Matlock hat, I am wondering if some of these decisions has anything to do with the nations in CONCACAF hosting the World Cup. I wonder if there was some plea bargain, some deal that says, let us do this. And then, this is a kickback. I don't know, because normally these things don't happen. It just looked like this is the way of FIFA. The way of FIFA is everything is untoward. There's a level of corruption to it. And you either accept it or you don't get involved with us. That's how it feels. And in as much as we talk about the transparency in terms of even bidding for World Cups and things, it's a problem. I'm telling you, when I saw how Canada got into World Cup qualifiers last time around, see, they have even changed the format. They changed the format again, It is based on these things that I know. It is because this Canadian man became part of the leadership of CONCACAF. Why some of those decisions were made? Should we just accept that and say, well, the man in charge can do certain things to change certain things to the benefit of his own nation or his own territory? And we just get used to that, we live with it, and we just appreciate it and work with it. What say you people? Call in and give me your thoughts, Call in and give your thoughts. Give your thoughts. You can talk about the NFL, talk about cricket, talk about this whole normalization committee being booted out and election happening in Trinidad and Tobago. I think they're going to try and do it by March. Let's see who is going to be in charge, who's going to run that. Talk about the draft for CONCACAF. Let me give you some JPL. Tom Stranger, big up yourself. Mario Russell, thanks for coming on onto the show. All right, let me JPL games from yesterday to today. Right. So here we go. Full time. Mount Pleasant 2, Don't Beholden 1. Kimoni Bailey with an own goal. Daniel Green, 2nd minute penalty, and Shaquille Bradford, 32-minute goal. All right. That's one game. Treasure Beach, they were defeated 3-1 by Portmore United. Romario Bryan for Treasure Beach in the 43rd. Clayton Peck, 2nd minute. Stephen Young, 17 minute. Tej Bryan, 19 minute with the goals for Portmore United. All right. Mullines, they defeated Humble Lion 3-2. Sir Genie Frankson, 8th minute. Tyreek Wilson, 48. Very good free kick that was. And Jason Wright, very good team goal in the 2nd minute of first half added on time. Then Humble Lion got a goal from Kareem Bryan and Chandal Anderson, 67th and 75th minute. Mobile United, who I thought outpassed Cavaliers, they lost by a 0-0. Goal scored by Orlando Russell. Very good counter-attacking goal there. Waterhouse defeated Limal by a 0-0. Goal scored by Rivaldo Mitchell. And as you heard, Tivoli Gardens 2, Veer 1, and we have the big game, Stars of the East versus the Junglies. Rafiq Bryan, whoa, for Treasure Beach. Good to know that Rafiq Bryan is good back in the league. Rafiq Bryan, that is awesome, man. Hey, listen, this youth, I mean, this is a story that people at Jamaica need to hear, you know. But let him play him football and billboard. But this youth, the Rafiq Bryan, I'm telling you, is an example. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, man. Simon is at the game at Arnett. Look out for Coach Al Grimsey, you know. Yeah. Dre, big up yourself, you know. Dre, anywhere that sports. People, Dre, anywhere that sports, you know. Dre, come talk to us about the talent. You know, we had some talent over there in not in Palm Beach. No. Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, man. Let me see if we can get Dre any weather. Who is your pick for the African Cup of Nation, my people? Boy. Telling people long time who a Burkina Faso me are bringing you. Burkina Faso. Yep. Burkina Faso. Yeah, man, I'm happy for him, Brian. I know that he had the surgery, but this is an example of a player who left Europe to play schoolboy football, whose career went downhill. And now, like, who took care of him? But we also had the under 17, the Reggae Boyz, the under 20. The under 20, they played against Police and the Jew. Big up to IT Push, who provided some coverage again for the game yesterday. IT Push. IT Push also Trinidad this and a big up IT Push, the former Jamaica College student. Yeah, that's a bit over there in Trinidad and Tobago. The man say if Siobhan put one more comment in the comment section. Whether too nice, a body back up on the channel. Siobhan have a wall that has stay easy. The man that to make a next comment. The guy Push easy, the man they are the boss. You man say if you ever think you're bad, Siobhan Pierre, make one more comment like that in the comment section. Save me the ban you. Black your fraud. Give me a name or you can't go through the gate. Your name is not on. What is your name? Your name is not on the list. IT was going to take the man off the list, you know. IT push the easy. At all. Big up IT push. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, you know, Jamaica supposed to, I think the domestic players supposed to be playing Trinidad and Tobago as well. I know they're making arrangements to make that happen. As soon as those details are finalized, you know, I will certainly give you some detailed information on that. Yeah, that's Jamaica versus Trinidad and Tobago. Um, you know, normally with games like those, no, you probably play 2 games because that would be better. It doesn't make sense. You get there, you travel to just play a 1 game. So it would be good to see the domestic based players play a couple of games. You know that I think it would also be you know, you have some players who um they're out there probably in the USL and stuff who never get a look in. Are there any that we probably could look at this time to see if we could add them to the mix of the domestic players if they're available? I'm not talking ones who have been called up to play in a North American friendly, but they probably don't get into that, but they're available that we could also look at. You know, I think that would be good to have them and play the games against Trinidad. So if we can get 2 games before the Nations League semi-final where the domestic players are, then that would be good. Hopefully someone can make a significant impact. Shamar Nicholson scored for his club again. He's at a very poor club, but man, he is doing a whole lot better, scoring some goals. I think he's going to finish up in double figures by the end of the season, given how the second half of the season has been going for him. I still believe that a lot of people don't believe me, but Arsenal is my club, and I think that right now, I don't see Eddie Nketiah offering anything that Shamar could not offer. And people go and tell me, you know what goal Eddie Nketiah score when him England under 21? Right now, I don't see Eddie Nketiah at Arsenal offering a whole lot more than if Shamar Nicholson was in Arsenal, he would not be offering. In fact, here's what I believe. I believe in terms of his controlling ability, like controlling the ball. I believe Shamar Nicholson is better than Eddie Nketiah. Now, one of the problems I have with Eddie Nketiah is his ability to control the ball. And Shamar has played in Europe. So I think you know, that's one of the moves I'd love for my club to make. Just take him for the rest of the season. That just me RR. A lot of Arsenal fans are gonna beat me, but me believe so still, you know. I believe, and this is where I believe, like a lot of the clubs, like teams like Brentford and those teams and Brighton, they go and find some players and trust them to do the job. And then people, Mitoma, a lot of these players that we see in the league, even with Caicedo and these guys, they were not on anybody's radar, you know. They were not on anybody's radar because people like finished product. So when you think about a player for your team, you think about the finished product. Sometimes if certain guys are put in an environment where they're getting like an Odegaard passing the ball to them, a Saka putting in ball, they score a lot more goals. And I'm not saying that Eddie Nketiah are not a good player, but from what I've seen of him this season, I don't think he offers a whole lot more to Arsenal than if Shamar Nicholson was there, he would not be offering. No, but you're not going to get a 20-goal striker for the rest of the season. You just need somebody who can score 15, 12 goals. No, what I'm saying, Fresh God, before Caicedo got to Brighton and Manchester United, it's not like if you told the average Manchester United fan at that time, buy Caicedo, they would say, no. Buy this player, want to Tony Cruz, right? But want to Tchouameni, want to Kamavinga. People look at those players. That is just how we are. I do it too. But I'm thinking, somebody need to tell me, what does Eddie Nketiah offer? All right, let me give you an example. There was a time when Arsenal had a forward called Sanogo. That man was able to play for Arsenal. That man not better than Shamar Nicholson. I don't even know where he's at right now. Him, at no point in career he was. Hey, brethren, when a man says a different level in English league, all right, it's not like Shamar is playing in the JPL. The man played in Belgium, where people buy strikers from. He played in, I don't have to add the end of my boss.
Because you know I'm jump on because I got a call, say I should come save you from yourself. So that's why I'm here. I'm coming to save you. They said, please go save your friend because he drank something today. And just come and give him some sanity so he can come back to normal. All right. So I'm here to save you.
So, all right. You remember Santiago used to play for Arsenal?
Sanogo.
You remember? Yeah.
I remember Sanogo, France under 21 player, came to us, tall, lanky.
You think that player is better than Shamar Nicholson?
No.
But he played for Arsenal. So why Shamar Nicholson can't play for Arsenal?
So let me try to come up with an analogy. Maybe that will help you. So you're basically saying that the Arsenal under Wenger with no money is a similar Arsenal we have today, and we're going to support players in because they can play some football.
No, that's not.
You don't think we have made significant progress since then? We're buying 4 players. We will buy the Asian kid who never played a game for us, Mertesacker, Arteta, and who else we bought? When we buy players who got back injury and can't run. It's a different time.
Cranky.
Yes.
Cranky. All right.
Yes.
Do you believe that Balogun is better than Eddie Nketiah?
It has not been proven yet if he's better.
Okay. So Eddie Nketiah you believe that Balogun has proven himself to be better than Shamar Nicholson?
In the French league, yes.
In the French league? How?
Yeah.
How?
How many goals he scored last year? He was one of the top scorers in the French league last year.
Shamar wasn't in the French league last year.
No, I'm saying Balogun was one of the top players in the French league last year.
Top players.
That's why we sold him, and so we're quoting us saying we could sell him for a whole bunch more money. We're quoting 50 mil. He was one of the top players last year. That's why Monaco bought him.
Okay. So Shamar is playing for a team at the bottom of the league. All right?
Yes.
Bottom of the league. At least in CONCACAF so far, Shamar Nicholson has done better than Balogun.
But man is man. Sometimes we're comparing apples and oranges.
So who is it?
It's just
who is the apple? Who is the apple and who is the orange in this?
I'm gonna come to that. It's just 8 months ago we were all concerned about Shamar because he couldn't put the ball in the net. 7 months ago, frankly. Gold Cup, remember Gold Cup? All concerned about Shamar. He catch a vein of form subsequent to then, more recently, like November. And all of a sudden we have this recency bias. Where, right now, and he scored against Canada, we all happy, you hear me shouting. But let's be real, Mannings, man. Balogun hasn't played that well for the US.
Hold on.
Frankly,
I don't know. Hey, hold on,
US
hold on. I don't know what you pressed a while ago, but you just removed yourself.
I did?
You know. No, you actually removed yourself.
I have a lot of hand movement when I talk. I don't talk, static. But think about it this way, actually, which is the US hasn't played anyone, I'm going to put in quotes, soft teams. We get to play the Hades of the world and the Guatemalas of the world and the Europeans of the world. We don't get to play. Canada is the toughest team we play. Right? But Balogun hasn't had those soft teams that go up his goals that time. And he wasn't great against Trinidad, frankly. He hasn't played well this season, to be honest. But in terms of football ability, I think Balogun is a better player than Nicholson because he has improved significantly, which is obvious. I think Balogun is a better player.
Right now, I believe if Shamar Nicholson hold up play as a player and his ability to leap and win aerial duels is way ahead of Eddie and Ketia right now. Shamar Nicholson.
But Eddie's a different player, right? Eddie's what we call old days a kick and run footballer. You play the ball in behind, he's going to go by the defender. He's not going to beat anybody per se. He's not the best hold-up player. What he does is a goal poacher, right? He's a fox in the box type player. Now, he scored a brilliant goal against, what was it, from outside the box? Was it Nottingham Forest? Somebody put one in the pigeon when he scored his hat-trick. Yeah. Now, Eddie's a decent player, and teams want Eddie, but Nicholson is improving. Let's be clear. Nicholson, I'm watching play a lot for the last 4 years. His overall game is improving, including his effort is improving. I'm sure people realize how much his effort has improved and how much more running he's doing. But is he better than Eddie or better than Balogun? It's to be proven. Does he have ability? Of course he has ability.
All right. Demo, you go worry about club. Here.
This was the same Demo who wanted Nunes gone, wasn't he?
Yeah, same Demo.
Same Demo, right? Some people need to take tips from their elders and be able to assess footballers and their ability. Nunes still not a finished product, but I think he has 10 goals, 10 assists in our competition and continues to play well. He's an all-around footballer. He's not just a goal scorer. He can play football, which is very important.
All right, so people, let me see, because Cranky was telling me that he was watching West Indies cricket and he was talking about West Indies cricket.
I said from the right corner of my right eye. That's what I said. Exactly what I said. But what you want to talk about West Indies cricket, Mannings, man?
No, because No, I just think like you can't, like I need to just at least touch on this because it is such a big thing. We haven't seen anything like this. This is beating Australia in Australia first time since 1997. I don't know if people understand the significance of that.
Well, you know, man, what's funny about this? Even the Australians are glad West Indies won. No, but you know why though, right? Which is very important. So, you know, like some people like to see Mike Tyson fight, even when he's not fighting, right? They love to see Mike Tyson fight. Yeah, Declan. I've watched niggas play a lot, trust me. Watch Mike Tyson fight, man. Everybody love Mike Tyson. Even when he's losing, they love him. Or you want to see Liverpool play football or Man City play football. Even sometimes they may not play as well. Because you know why? They bring excitement to the game. That's what West Indies done. West Indies' problem is consistency and neglect. And part of the team for Raymond Anderson. That's West Indies' problem. But Mannings, man, look, we used to play cricket. Used to be about ability, not just ability, no Mannings, man. No infrastructure, no just ability. You play. That's all you played, Mannings, man. Because you had all the distraction of football, all these other sports, and Nintendo games. People just go out and play sport, and we used to produce a lot of good cricketers across the West Indies. And all of a sudden, that went away because people had other distractions. But having said that, Mannings, man, it's a huge deal, but everybody loved it. I see texts and things people are sending out from India, from Pakistan, from Australia. Everybody loves West Indies, the West Indies team, because of how they play, their sportsmanship, their camaraderie, their style of play. Their style of play, Mannings, man, is important when it comes to cricket. West Indies have that style people love. So if they win and they can come back, it'd be good for the game to build the game up, right? It'd be good to build the game up. And it's a big win because, you know, Joseph has been phenomenal, not just in this game. It was in the first game too. It's the batsman that's been giving the West Indies problem. And that's because batting needs more technical ability than anything else in cricket. Yeah. And you got to be coached and trained, just like in football, management, to develop those fundamentals. So when you're driving at the ball, you don't drive standing up. You put your left foot, if you're a right footer, out to the ball, man, and get to the pitch of the ball. Oh, you know those things. You don't know those things. You know those things. I'm sorry I'm getting technical on you. Let me stop getting technical. Stop getting technical. Yeah. Let's just say you gotta have to do the fundamentals, right? So you can actually play well and don't give away your wicket that they not to do.
R&R asking who the top batsman. I don't think West Indies have a top batsman right now. They have some batsmen, but none of them are top. Yeah, that's top.
Well,
Yeah,
the great thing about this management is that 7 of the kids on the team are first timers in a sense, aren't they?
yeah,
Which
yeah,
makes it
yeah.
even more significant that you have so many kids who are new to the team. And in the under 19 team, Manningsman is playing well. But here's the thing with under 19 too: they play like how the regular players play. They give away their wickets, Manningsman. You don't have to earn it.
Yeah,
So
which is a
people said,
problem
"Oh,
with the West
something
Indies
just
cricket
swipe,"
over the years.
huh?
That has been a problem with West Indies cricket. But they have some good bowlers. Guy have the other guy, the other Josephs as well. He's good. Alzari, he's fast, and Greaves, and so they have a couple. But I want to take Duckland point though. I mean, we're going to segue between the cricket and the football. Duckland says, Cranky, you just start to watch Shamar. Watch. Shamar has always been doing this long time. The youth is a big baller.
No, look, no one says Shamar is not a good player, Manningsman, but there are levels to football, right? Just like I talk about Enketia and say, who you want to compare him to? Anybody, Ali Watkins, Tony, there are levels of football. And he's getting better. He's getting up there in age now where he needs to get to his peak, but he's getting better. But if Nicholson was slamming out Manningsman, he'd be in Premier League. If he was shocking out, as people are bidding him up to be, he would be in the Premier League. That's no doubt. But he's getting better.
Yeah.
And all you can look for is the improvement in the player, which is an imperative for you want to see progress, and he's making progress, which is good.
Yeah. I said Dima saying, Dima, like so you guys add some words, Who, Cranky, did you say that Onana?
Well, look, Anana is a very good keeper to me, and I think he'll be very good. He's early in the league. Look, there are different things to a keeper, right? When he played in Holland, when he played for Inter, he played well. Now, obviously, he's on a big team now, Manningsman. He's not playing well. Manningsman, I got to take a call. Sorry. I just
Yeah. All right, Cranky will come back and batting still poor. It was a one man that no, everybody wanted to win, but the batting was poor. Easy leader. All right. Easy leader. Demon, nobody said that Onana was going to. Demon, nobody said Onana was going to be great. But you make it sound like the man cannot keep, brother. So many times this Demon. Hey, why Demon? Why you bringing the thing? With nobody said. Who in their right mind would say that Onana is going to be a great goalkeeper? Nobody said that. Yet, Duckland, I agree with you that a lot of times it's always individual brilliance that West Indies win on. A good inning by somebody, either batting or bowling, and that is it. But this guy, I think there's a lot of talent like the Shamar Josephs out there, but they're not playing. That is the problem. How do you get some of these guys, and who is spotting and finding them? Let me hear. I'm sorry that Cranky not listening to your Demon in Madness. Welcome to the show. Demon, first time since the start of the year. Welcome back. West Indies win, the man back on stream. West Indies keep on winning. Sorry, Liverpool at the top of the league. So Demon can join stream again.
Hold on. First of all, good evening and good evening to the.
Hey, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year to everybody. I'm big up for this, boss. I told you already. Once this politics thing are going into the football, I am not going to be following no football until we start talking about football. I can't deal with the politics and Sidela this. I'm gonna deal with the mix up and something. So I'm gonna leave all of them things until football start talk. But now, y'all are talking about cricket, right? Oh, you have a guess?
No, man, go ahead, man.
Okay, all right. So let me just say
this guest don't mind hear it from you. He will clip you. So whatever you say or do could be clipped against you.
Yeah. So let me just say this quickly before we go to the cricket for a little bit, right? I remember on this channel, Mannings man, when Manchester United signed Onana, I said to all of you guys on the stream, you got to give him time to adjust to the league. Every single one of you, including the comment section, we are talking about he's a Champions League keeper. He was this, he was that. I was here allowing to and telling you, say, boss, Onana will need time to adjust to the league. Una say him is this big keeper. You don't remember that? You don't remember that man is man.
No, but nobody said he was great. The man was keeping in the Champions League at Ajax. Who said he was great?
Boss, una tell me say the man is a big keeper and he don't need no time for adjust. That's what you tell me.
Demo.
No, look at Onana is the laughing stock of the league, boss.
Demo. Onana has 6 clean sheets. But anyway, Demo.
What that have to do with clean sheets? What that have to do with Onana?
That's how they judge keepers. But anyway, Demo.
No, that's definitely not how they judge keepers. That's a part of the defense and the goalkeeper.
Demo, I have a question for you, Demo. Did you afford Nunes the same amount of time you afford? Do you want to get Onana?
What? Nunes is a bum. Which time? We don't need to give him no more time. I've seen enough. Nunes cost me $1 million points, especially against Luton when him kick the ball for, like half of the line. Him could have kicked the ball, make win the game. You think say I'm a Nunes apologist now? Nunes is still a garbage player. Okay. He scores some goals, which is good. That's fine. Everybody scores goals.
So if you had a choice right now, you'd sell Nunes.
Boss, we're not gonna sell him. We're sell him for.
But why you don't understand it. So why you want a garbage player? You don't want to sell the player, but he's garbage.
We just bought Nunes. Why would I realistically look to sell him?
Because he's garbage.
But that not have nothing to do with him. The coach wants him. That not my opinion. Not to do. Me not sell him. He's giving us goals.
No, here's the question.
Why not sell somebody who's giving us goals?
Because you say the player is garbage. So what does it?
He's a garbage player that gives us goals.
I don't understand.
You cannot argue with an unreasonable person. You cannot argue with an unreasonable person.
Yeah, all right. Anyway, we're not gonna get into this. Can you have a guess? I'm just want to talk about the cricket because we did not really do the cricket no justice. I don't understand. First of all, Cranky said to me one time, "You really see up and watch West Indies cricket."
I'm a bandwagonist, okay? I'm a bandwagonist. I'm glad to say so. I'm a bandwagonist.
I cannot believe this is Cranky talking about cricket. But anyway, I'm over the moon. Me no miss a second of it. It was enthralling, and boy, literal tears come on my eye. I cannot believe that such an inexperienced team went over there and beat Australia in Australia when they were 11-0 in day and night matches. Like them no lose to nobody. Like them no lose to the big teams. Them no lose to nobody once you're playing over there. And then we go over there, the inexperienced team, and did that. And I mean, I know a lot of people are saying that the batsmen they didn't do well, but it's like Australia batsmen never do well either. It's not like there was one century scored through the whole 2 test match, and it was Travis Head in the first test. So obviously it was difficult to bat on, and Kurt McKenzie did well. Kevin Sinclair made a 50 on his debut, and a couple of the guys did well. Greaves, all of them contributed to the victory.
Didn't Shamar Joseph make 52?
Shamar, no. He made 30.
30 something,
Yeah, man.
But Dima, most of the top order for us didn't do well.
I mean, yeah, you can say that they didn't do well, but like the game that we won, everybody played a part in it in terms of with the bat. Kurt McKenzie make some runs, and him bat our number 3, so he was a part of the top order. And then there's a next time the Silva make a 70 yard. And I mean, them chip in here and there. Our name Hodge make a 70 yard as well. So they all chipped in, and it contributed to the victory. But my word, I know everybody is going to talk about Shamar, which is right. But let us not forget that Roach was the one who started this whole thing. Old man Kemar Roach in a boss.
What did Roach do? How many?
No, he bought well. He took 2 or 3. 2 or 3.
Roach run through the man.
Let me ask you the question, man. Let me ask you the question first. In the second inning, how many wickets did Kemar Roach take?
I'm not talking about the second inning. The 2 innings.
Dima, he doesn't know this. It's 2 innings. It's 20 wickets, man. It's not 10. It's 20. It's 20 wickets.
No. Yeah. But it's fine. So I'm just saying. I mean, Roach deserves some flowers.
No, in the first inning, who had the bulk of the wickets? Shamar and Alzari.
No.
Yes, in the first inning. Check it.
It was Azari. It wasn't in.
No, it was Shamar. How many wickets did Shamar have in the first inning? What are you talking about?
Man's man.
You want to bet?
Man's man?
Yes.
Man's man. Me I
Yes.
allow you to do the research by yourself and then you come back. But Shamar had 7 in the second innings, and you can go look at what you get for the first innings. But I'm telling you, Roach was a major part in the whole setup of the victory.
All
I think
right.
him run through the top order, and he make could have them like 20 to 5 or 4, whatever it was. He was one of the major contributors to that. So I want to give props to him. But Shamar, I know people are making it seem like him come from out of nowhere, but he's been progressively coming through the ranks. He played probably about a year of cricket before him coming. He was playing in the CPL the other day for Guyana. He went to the A team tour in South Africa with a silver captain, and he did well there. So he's been doing well, and he played in the practice games as well. So big him up. Like I said, we kind of run out of words, run out of voice and everything. But I think that I'm not going to say that we're turning the corner, but the spirit thought for people like Jason Holder, who the wrong people for go get them money, but him turned down the call for come, and Darren Bravo turned down the call, and a lot of the senior guys did. And everybody thought that we were going to be lamb to the slaughter, and so me kinda overjoyed to see what we accomplished over there. Well, I'm not gonna say down under, but at the Gaba. So big up to it. Big up to West Indies. Long may it continue. And I really hope, I know a lot of people are giving Desmond Haynes like stick for the team when him select. I was one of them. Like I think he need a little bit of experience, but him kinda get proven right. And I hope that they continue with this team to go to England. I know say Jason Older might want to come back now and whatever, but would even say you have to make him come back. But
So Dima, let me help Manning's man for a second, Manning's, because Manning's man was pushing back on you about
Yeah, man.
how he did the first inning.
Roach took 3.
Alvaro Joseph
took 4.
And Shamar took 1. So man, just say you're wrong, Manning. Just say you're wrong.
Yeah,
you're wrong. That was
Joseph,
wrong.
I had it wrong, Joseph. I was
Okay,
wrong.
good.
Yeah.
no, that's fine. That's why I'm telling him can just go look it up. Never expose him
Dima,
on ear.
right now,
Yeah.
Shamar or Darwin, who you want as your number 9?
What?
I'm asking. What you mean?
I don't understand.
What you mean you don't understand?
Shamar or Darwin?
Or Darwin Nunes, the garbage player Darwin Nunes.
Oh, you say who want under me as my number 9?
Liverpool, right now.
Diego Jota. I'm not understand. On that note, I'll let you continue the show. Big up on yourself.
All right, boss. That's Divo. We also have Kerry. We have Dre Darkweather with us. There you go. That's better.
Where that is? I-95?
Yeah,
Or
he
Turnpike?
look like he's on the I-95.
I thought it was night weather. I thought it was night weather.
I look like he look like he's a new highway by St. Thomas, man.
Best any weather, you know.
He will go check him correspondent.
A night weather.
The man on him way to St. Thomas, I will check him correspondent, you know. I remember it. Yeah, but welcome Kerry and Andre. Both of you guys are over there at Cypress Park for the under-17 North American under-17 camp that I understand had 3 other players who played in the U15 recently, and they also had a little squad game. Yeah. What is this saying? What is this comment? You don't maga, but you're cranky. Big up.
You don't maga, but you're cranky. Big up.
Oh, what is it called? It's called maga people, maga and cranky. So I say you don't maga, but you're cranky. So big up. Oh, get it.
I'm not familiar with that term. So okay. I'm familiar with the term maga, but I know about the maga, but you're cranky.
Yes, so Kerry, Dre, give us a little bit on how the camp went this weekend. For those kids in North America. I mean, because I understand they also played a squad game and things. So talk to us a little bit about that in terms of getting the talent for these under 17. That's a year group 20.
2008, 2009.
9, yeah.
Yeah, it went really well. This is the second time we're doing it with this age group. So we saw some of the players that we saw the first time, plus additional players. So you mentioned the 3 that played in the last U15, Kai, Cadriano, and the other Kai. So they were all there. And we had a good, I think, representation from other parts of the States as well. So the first time we did this camp, we had mostly Florida players. Whereas this camp, looking at the list now, we had 24 players and 17 of them were from out of town. So players from Toronto, Atlanta, Boston, Massachusetts, Atlanta, England, Toronto, a lot of different places, including some other players from MLS academies, FC Cincinnati and New York Red Bulls. So it was really, I think what's happened is the word has gotten out, and the success of the prior camps, I think, has led to a lot of interest. And so we had a good cross section of people from all over, North America and some from Europe as well. So I thought it was really, really well, good from that point of view.
How difficult is that though? Because if more people hear about it, and then, like I said, players coming from the Cincinnati, from top clubs and see, and then so what you find is that a lot of the original kids may not be there. I mean, could that also make them feel like, why wasn't I, back and sing? Like how is that part being managed and controlled in terms of not letting them feel disconnected from the process, but other people are coming in who may be better?
Yeah, that's the reality though, because I think once you've done a couple of them and you start to go down that track, you're going to get to a point where you have to be selective. So I think we're getting to that point now, because even though the tournament is next year, we want to start, completing the identification stage sometime this year, so that we can move on to the development stage in terms of developing the team. So I don't think you can avoid that. So that's responsibility falls on Coach Butler, the gaffer, to make those decisions.
Yeah. All right. So also, can you give us some of the? I mean, I know there was a bigger pool in terms of the coaches involved with this one. I know you're the liaison officer basically, but who are some of the persons who were there this time around? Some of the coaches that were working with the kids.
Well,
I think Dre has
Dre wanted to say something.
Go ahead, Dre.
Yeah, so let me say this loud and clear. I went there on assignment, and I was impressed with what I saw, because my specific assignment got overshadowed by the talent that was there. And my evaluation that had to be done.
Can you please educate us on what your initial assignment was?
So my initial assignment is to go link up and take some photos of the Harborview representative coaches there, Mr. Freddie Butler himself, Mr. Boris Johnson himself, Coach Boris, yes, Mr. Edwards, and of course, the goalkeeper coach, Leon Gordon, which I accomplished that. But then while there, I got messages once people saw me there, apparently somebody put it out that I was there. So then I started getting messages. And then
Do you have any idea who could have put out such information?
I wonder who. There is only one click boss,
It wasn't on. I only have one social media, which is Instagram, and I don't think it ended up on my Instagram. So until later. So it wasn't me. Shaggy would say.
Well, then I start getting messages to evaluate specific position players and talent. But yeah, like I said, I had to put that out there. So Mr. Carey can evaluate more on the rest of the coaches.
You know what is funny though, Dre? Like, if I feel like if you go to Harborview and sit on the grass and you do something overseas, that's what I love about them. They congratulate you and big you up, and say one of our own. Dre Anyweather, he sat on the grass in 1982.
Dre Anyweather didn't play for Harborview for Stars of the East. Not
Yeah.
yet. You played at one point. No.
No,
Play the,
no,
he
sir.
played
No,
the,
sir.
he played the violin for the Stars of the East band.
Okay. I see. Everybody has to have their role.
Yeah, man. So
Yeah,
let's talk
and
about.
I think they said that Clyde said he wrote something on Facebook about me or something today. So I probably over Facebook. I don't know. I'm everywhere.
If you want to see that Facebook post, just do that. It's what, $2.49 per view. So just
Yeah.
Careful now,
So
maybe I have to
458
be
for two.
careful now.
yeah.
All right.
All right. Yeah, man. I hear that Kaim Dixon starting for Arnett Gardens or in the Arnett Gardens squad for tonight's game, so that will be interesting.
Oh.
But yeah, Kerry. Yeah, tell us about the about the coaches who were there this time around.
Yeah, so we had Freddie, obviously the leader of the group, and then we had Roger Thomas was there. We had Carlton as usual. Leanne Gordon and Richard Edwards, came from Canada, and then our usual support staff. Lori, who coaches the women's national team, Roger's wife was also there, and then our support staff, our physios, and our equipment people, etc. So a full group. I think it was a total of 13
Andre
13
Waugh
staff.
was there as well,
Andre
right?
Waugh, yeah. Andre Waugh was part of the coaching as well on the first day. So yeah.
So because he does a lot of physical training, or he actually coaching?
No, he was actually part of the drills on the first day.
Okay. And the parents, I mean, because normally when these things happen, a lot of parents are there. What was the parents' feedback like, and in terms of the process of documentation, which is always a big thing at these camps to ensure that the players have the requisite documentation. So if push come to shove and they need to represent, they already have citizenship and passport. I mean, just on that side, and what was the parent experience like, just for the organization of the camp and how things went?
Yes, I think we had a lot of new parents, so we had a lot of different kids this time than the last time. So I think they really appreciated the level of professionalism of the camp, how it's run, the level of coaching. Obviously we have some very, very good coaches. That goes without saying. So I think they were impressed with the just the speed of play that they played with, and how we moved from one drill into the next. So I think everybody was impressed with that. I actually had a talk with them at the end of the first day, just to give them some, of the basic information. One of them is what you mentioned about the citizenship and passport. So I was actually surprised that of the 24, I think 16 of them already have a Jamaican passport and citizenship.
Whoa.
So 16 of the 24, which was a surprise to me. And then, of the others, several more have started the process. And then for those of them that are sort of new and probably that wasn't something that was on their mind, the recommendation is to start that process as soon as you can. So, sorry. So yeah, I think we're really good in terms of that, because we know that can take a while. And I kind of gave them some experiences of even some of the players that we had in camps just past, where they may have actually gotten into a national team, but they didn't have a passport and they kind of run out of time. Because we had a one or two for the last U15 that were in that situation. So obviously we don't want anybody else to miss the opportunity because they don't have the documentation. So I think we're well on the way with this group in terms of what they need paperwork wise.
Whoa. Okay. All right. So that's one thing I want to ask. The other thing I want to ask, I know they played a squad game. Is there any possibilities of playing like playing any games at all with this grouping?
Yeah, I think that's the plan. Eventually. I don't want to preempt Coach Butler, but I know we've had some of those discussions about, for example, a North American-based team playing actual games. So I think that's a possibility in the future. But I think we have to kind of finalize what the plans are before any of that is made public. So I don't want to say anything that I shouldn't be saying. But yeah, I know that there's been those discussions that have taken place.
Yeah, and I think because a lot, like I said, a lot of that is dependent on what happens with the football overall. Because then the truth is that there is an election, and leadership can change in different ways. So yeah, that's important. Totally understand that. All right, so all right, but is there any part of this scary at any point? Because if this is a group, will at some point will there be or should there be a looking in terms of Jamaica? Because people are saying why it's just okay, so it's just only North American kids, right? What about the kids in Jamaica? What about the kids elsewhere? What about the kids in the UK? I know you said that there was at least one from the United Kingdom, and I think the camp before, was it the two to 200
The younger age group.
the younger age group 2010.
Mm-hmm. 2010
Yeah,
and 2011.
2011, there was at least one from out of the UK in that group. So how did they know about that? Is it that they were already in the States and just chose to come, or they just, I mean, they came over to the camp? How did they know about that to come? And yeah, and will there be one, is there plans to have it in the UK and in Jamaica? Anything similar?
Yeah, in terms of them knowing about it, maybe they saw it on Dre Anyweather Sports. I don't know. Very popular social media brand, right? Dre Anyweather Sports. But
well, who knows? I played
yeah,
my
it could
part.
be.
It was on
Could be.
TikTok, Instagram, X,
Yeah.
Facebook, all the
Yeah.
social media platforms. So I played my
Yeah.
part.
So I know some of them obviously we already knew from the last time. So the communication directly goes to the JFF. So those that had participated in prior camps, they would have gotten an email invitation from the JFF directly. And then the others, I think they just saw it on social media. So we posted flyers and things like that. So we had a lot of people that wanted to come. So there were more than 24 that actually were seeking a place.
Yeah,
Then in terms of the ones from Jamaica, go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, I was about to say that because when the squad match was going on, there was like 5 other players that was able to like sub in and out. So yeah, it was about 27 players there.
Yeah. In terms of the players from Jamaica, we lost management, so Dre is now the host. But in terms of the players from Jamaica, I definitely don't want to give people the impression that this is we're making a overseas-based team that's only going to be overseas-based players in terms of the next U17. So we're identifying players from the diaspora now, but I think, and again, I don't want to kind of reveal too much in terms of discussions and that, but I know there have been discussions in terms of having a camp in Jamaica as well in the first half of the year. So, obviously we just had a U15. And so there are a lot of players that played in the last U15. We only had, I think, 3 or 4 overseas-based players in the last U15, and all of them were at this camp. So the next step would be to actually go to Jamaica and, view those players. So I don't want to get into details. Freddie, can talk about that at the future point. But I know there's been discussions in terms of going to Jamaica and scouting both the players that were in the last U15, because that's a natural starting place, and then to see if there's any other players of that age group.
Also, let me elaborate a little on something that I saw, being that he said about players from Jamaica, players from North America, players from UK. I see where the coach looks like he's trying to implement a particular style of play on the pressing, high press. I saw that he was trying to high press the opponent teams throughout, and also numerous occasions I saw him playing with a 3-4-3 formation. I'm not sure if that was something that because of the players and the positions, he had more defenders than wingers or midfielders. Not sure if that was the reason behind that, but he was playing 3-4-3 a lot of times during those squad matches.
Yeah. What I would say though, if you're listening to this and you're anywhere in the States, right, and you have a player that is a goalkeeper, I think you should reach out, because there are no goalkeepers so far in any of the camps in that age group. But we have a caller on the line. He's from Antigua. Welcome to the show. Good evening.
Good evening, man, and good evening to your panelists. I just want to know, when would be the U15 CONCACAF qualifiers, because I know after 2025, as Speed said, will be a World Cup every year after 2025. So I'd like to know if the qualifier going to be this year for the World Cup for next year for the under 17.
Go ahead, Kerry.
You talk about U15 or U17?
U17 qualifier, the qualifier.
Yeah, 2025. So their qualifiers are not this year. So I know we're doing camps sort of early because we started them last year. That's why the players are 2008, 2009. Because it's going to be 2025 is the CONCACAF U17.
The tournament itself, so the qualifiers.
No. But they usually have qualifiers, and then usually have the CONCACAF championship for those who maybe reach the semifinal or the final, will then be qualified for the World Cup. So there's like pretty much 3 on the 17 tournaments if I put them in brackets. So there has to be the qualifier, the championship, the CONCACAF championship, and then the World Cup. So I just need to know if all those 3 tournaments are going to be in one calendar year, 2025.
Yeah, that information isn't out yet. So CONCACAF hasn't provided that information yet. So we know, for example, the U20s that are about to play, they have like a qualifier section, and then the CONCACAF tournament itself, and then the World Cup. So whether that's going to be the same for U17, CONCACAF would have to answer that question because that information is not public.
Yeah, so normally what happens is the qualifiers 1 year, and the other year you have the championship and the World Cup. That's how it normally runs. So I was kind of surprised that you guys are recruiting almost a year out, because I heard the one gentleman on the panel said, well, it's for next year. So, because I normally know, because what is happening now with the U20s, the qualifiers this year, the CONCACAF Championship is this year, and then the World Cup for the under 20 is next year. Mm-hmm. So I know that's the normal pattern that it normally happens with the under 17 and under 20s.
Yeah, but again, that information isn't public, so that it's not something that we can talk about necessarily with specificity because they haven't let us know that in terms of the dates. So.
Yeah, but what normally happens, like last year was the U15s, and then the next year afterwards was the 17s. That's how we normally run for years. So I don't think the sequence of events would have changed drastically.
Yeah, but wasn't there under 7? Wasn't there an under 17 tournament last year?
No, under 17 was 2022.
No,
the qualifiers were 2022.
No,
yes, because Antigua went down to.
No, man. Didn't Jamaica play? I think with was it a Vassal Reynolds and Maron Garden team out
and
there?
Andrew was the head coach.
Yeah, wasn't that last year, 2023?
No.
Yeah, it was 2023 Antigua, down in.
Yeah, but
maybe Antigua got
Guatemala.
Knocked. Yeah, maybe.
Okay, listen to me. What happened? Okay, let me say. Antigua played September of 2022. That the CONCACAF Championship in Guatemala early last year, and then the World Cup was later this year up in Asia.
Right. So we were in the we were in the championships, and we didn't.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. We were in the championship in 2023, which was the year of the World Cup.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. So that
the World Cup was later this last year.
Last year in November, I believe.
Correct.
So there's none in 2024. The next one is in 2025. And I think
the qualifier has to be in 2024.
No,
the qualifier has to be in 2024.
But what I'm saying to you is that there are some teams who play in those early stages of the qualifiers, probably like Antigua. But Jamaica and some of the other teams normally play in the final championship, which will be in 2025.
Okay. Did Jamaica was Jamaica last in the group in the championship? Because when you're last, you normally get demoted.
We were not last in the group.
They weren't last? No. Okay. Just want to know. Clarify. Just to clarify, because I normally track these things to the teeth. So basically, I just needed to get some clarification.
I think that is it, right?
On the whole matter.
Yeah, because man, CONCACAF Men Championship begin with the camp Group F on Sunday in the 12th, right? So there you go. So the next one, the 2024 one, well, that it's a women's one, which is in 2024. So the women under 17 will be in 2024 here, and Jamaica got knocked out of that. So only the teams that are left, Jamaica were knocked out of the under 17 for women.
That was last year.
Right, but the championship, the final championship to determine who goes to the Women Under 17 World Cup is actually this year. With like Costa Rica, El Salvador, Haiti, Mexico, Canada, Panama, Puerto Rico, and the United States, because Jamaica also lost out on that in last year. I don't know if you remember that. So we lost out of the Women Under 17, the Men Under 17 last year. I think that was where was that, Kirika? You were there. There was a lot of rain at one of those for the women.
Dominican Republic. Yeah, the Dominican Republic.
Yes.
Yeah,
and then the boys were in Guatemala.
I'm gonna take off now.
What happened with the girls?
Matchup? Go on.
Okay, all right, Dre. And Selida just big respect, Dre, anyway, that's sports. Blessings. Thanks. Yeah. Right. So here's Leader saying that, Leader, you can call in if you have information. He says 2025 is the year for qualifiers.
I don't for what? The under 17 boys?
Under 17 boys, which is next year.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
I much of agree, but do you have the other data?
Man, let's go back on the previous sequence of events leading up to the 2024 under 17 World Cup.
2023. Now because we are in 2024 now, we know.
23, sorry, I'm sorry, 2023. They were the qualifiers in 2022, September, and then the championships in Guatemala in early 2023, and the World Cup in November 2023. So you see that the qualifier happens the year before the championship and the World Cup. So teams like Antigua will have a qualifier this year, maybe late in the summer. And then a championship next year, and then maybe 6 months or 4 or 5 months afterwards, you have the World Cup for the under 17. That's what normally happens. That's how it normally happens.
All right. So what leader is saying, which is where we're not disagreeing, is that it's every 2 years. So the next under 17, right? If it were in 2023, the next one will be in 2025. Right,
correct. I agree with that.
It will be in November of 2025. So in the beginning, in February of 2025, you'll have we'll have the early stages. Then
you have the championship, the CONCACAF championship.
No man. You will have you'll have a stage where teams will play. Certain teams, maybe top teams, will end up in the final champion. After that, there's a next one that is played later in the year. In the same year, and that one is where you get the qualifiers for the World Cup in November. So I think it is in the summer. That's how it goes, both set of the qualifiers are in the same year, and then you have the World Cup at the end of the year.
So you're saying 3 of these tournaments happen in one single calendar year?
It's not.
That's what you're saying to me, right?
No.
That's what you're saying to me. That's what you're saying to me.
Yeah, but if all right, so if you believe what you believe, I'm not contending with you. I'm telling you what I know. So we're not arguing. So you believe, and I'm saying that fine. You believe that. I am saying to you that teams like USA, Mexico, Canada, at least 6 of the teams don't play in the first stage. Teams play
correct.
Teams play earlier in February to join them in that stage. It is out of that you get the qualifiers. So when you say there are 3 tournaments, you also have to distinguish that not all the teams that play in the first one play in the second one, and not all of them go to the World Cup. So teams like Antigua and St. Lucia and Aruba and the Puerto Ricos, or I don't know, St. Kitts and the Nevis may play at however the tournament is, maybe 3 teams, it is played in Jamaica, and the top one ends up going to the final stage where they join Mexico, Panama, Jamaica, and from that you have the final 3 teams that qualify for the World Cup in November.
That's correct. But so let's go back to what happened 2 years ago, well, 2022. There was a qualifiers in September 2022 with Antigua, Nicaragua, and other teams, right? And then Nicaragua was top the league, and then they went on to the championship in early 2023, right? Where you have Jamaica got knocked out in that tournament, and then you had the World Cup later in the year 2023, November. So I'm trying to show you there's a pattern where the qualifiers, which doesn't include the big teams in CONCACAF, that play a year before, maybe September, and then the following year, which is early 2025, you have the CONCACAF Championship, and late in the year, you have the World Cup. That's the point I'm making. And I
think we actually may be talking past each other, because I think what the caller is saying is that maybe some of the smaller teams will actually play at some point this year. And what we're saying is that because we're talking, I guess, from a Jamaican point of view, when we were having the previous discussion. So we were saying that for Jamaica, qualification for the U17 is going to be not this year, but next year. So I think both of those could possibly be true. I know we're thinking about our point of view. So we're thinking about 2025 in terms of the qualifiers. But, what the caller is saying is that in sometime in 2024, some teams will be playing like the preliminary version of the qualifiers before we get to 2025.
Yeah, because we were knocked out by Guatemala, 2-1, right? And that was actually in February.
This man, maybe I can organize some tournament, some friendly games with Jamaica, maybe in the summer. They can come to Antigua like how the under 20 went to Trinidad, maybe something like that,
Yeah, but even knowing, that's fine, because remember how the Jamaican structure is. Say it is easy for Antigua to get into even Fort Lauderdale, and there is a group of Jamaican players that could play them there if that is easy as well. You understand? So that is also an option. Did we lose a caller? Hello?
I kind of get hi, go ahead. I hear what you said.
Right. So I'm saying that maybe because travel to Antigua may be difficult, or Antigua coming to Jamaica, it may be easier if both teams play in Florida or Fort Lauderdale, maybe, because we already have a group of players there who could play.
Okay.
You understand what I mean?
Okay.
So it is a possibility that if you have, you can even talk to Kerry here or Coach Freddie and the persons. But of course, a lot of that is dependent on
logistics.
No, well, not just logistics, and because there is a pending election in Jamaica football that can overhaul everything systematically and structurally. That may change how things operate. You just don't know. So I think
that's correct.
It would be wiser to wait until after those things But I have leader calling as well, because I think you want to give some clarity on this. So maybe you can listen.
I'll listen to the leader.
But thanks for your input as usual.
It's my favorite contributor, leader. So
leader. All right. Leader is the only man who carried on clip. I don't know why.
I'm a fan of Leader. I told you that already.
No, Leader calling, now you're calling back, him not answering him phone. I don't understand it. Jamaica is 1. What is this? He says the lower teams play first. Leader just calling, now you're calling back, and now you're not getting. Care what you think about the games, man? We're playing Dominica Republic and Guatemala at home.
I think it's a good draw, first of all, because Guatemala is the toughest team in the group, so playing them at home is good rather than playing them in Central America, I think. Yeah. So I liked it. And then probably Dominican Republic is probably the second strongest. Dominican Republic, I think, drew with Haiti in the last Nations League.
Yep.
In Dominican Republic. So to be playing them at home, I think is also good. So I think we got a good with the draw of the actual games.
And we actually we're playing Dominican Republic in this year, which means that, they probably will not get all their Spanish
overseas
player that is
based.
trying to recruit.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's also a plus. Let's see if I can get leader. Hey, is this hello? I'm not answering. Brain drain. Brain drain says, leader will now proceed to achieve a disappointment after receiving that. He may have heard the compliment and decided, you know what? Let me just keep
Quit
up.
while I'm ahead.
Yeah. Quit while I'm ahead. Pika does passport for Dam Rep 2 passport. I don't understand that, Jason Guna.
I think he's just saying that Dominican Republic is using their diaspora talent as well as Jamaica is. So
But you know what is funny? I'm watching the African Cup of Nation, and it's the same point that the commentator was making at Mauritius Island. I think that African countries they play today against. Oh geez, Cape Verde.
Cape Verde, yeah.
Cape Verde, right? I think they play, and we're talking about the teams are basically made up of players from their diaspora. So significant. Like a lot of the players were like one guy was playing in Ireland for one of those teams. Yeah. Mauritania.
Mauritania.
Yeah. Mauritania. Yeah. So one of the guys who were playing for the team, they said that they just asked him, would you like to play for the nation, basically? And he said yes. And somehow I don't know how it happened, how the citizenship part went, but it happened. Which is, you've seen a lot of that in the African Cup of Nation. And you don't, I don't know what the sentiment is like, except for Samuel Eto'o's outburst when Cameroon.
Are they out now, Cameroon?
Yeah. Are they out? I think they're out. You know. But yeah, I know you also watch a little bit of NFL as well. I know that your team was knocked out by the Chiefs. So what are your thoughts on the action yesterday? The Chiefs winning and the Lions winning. Super Bowl is the Lions versus the Chiefs.
I think you're gonna get clipped on that one. Is the Super Bowl the Lions versus the Chiefs?
Kansas City versus Detroit Lions. Isn't that it?
Detroit won yesterday.
Didn't they beat San Francisco 49ers?
Did they?
Really? I must be seeing doubles. Let me check it again. I must be seeing doubles.
Yeah, man, check it, man.
No, man. Listen.
The Lions are leading. The Lions are leading by 17 at half. But did they win?
Oh yeah. My God.
So that clip might be on Instagram later.
I am telling you. Oh my Lord, people.
So 49ers, the 49ers and the Chiefs, right?
Yeah. Garoppolo. What?
Garoppolo.
Yeah.
I watched the Ravens and Chiefs, so I kind of disappointed with the Ravens. I thought the Ravens had a good chance to win. So now we have to see Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl. But I don't think the 49ers were a surprise because again, the Lions started the game really well, but they kind of fell apart in the second half, I think.
Who the 49ers played in the Super Bowl recently?
Who was it? Was it the Chiefs?
Yep. Didn't they play the Chiefs? And the Chiefs defeated them?
So maybe it's payback time now.
Oh. All right. Cranky, you keep removing yourself, you know. We're not hearing you, you know.
Can't hear me? No?
Touching your ears don't make us hear you any better, you know. Turn up your mic, does.
The new technology.
No, I'm not sure what's happening.
Yeah, you sound like you're far away from the microphone, but it's all right. We hear you a little bit.
No, you can't hear me well?
Hearing you now. Yeah.
Yeah, you keep talking about names I've never heard about before. I mean, you're talking about African Nations Cup, and you mentioned some country I've never heard about before. Is that a new country?
I'm telling you.
Not the one that played Cape Verde today. The one you were talking about. You're mispronouncing that. But anyway, I won't get into that.
Mispronouncing. Yeah. I was mispronouncing.
But
So,
the AFCON is all upside down. Like a lot of what you would consider non-traditional teams are doing well in the AFCON.
You know why, right? Because everybody's importing players.
Yeah.
And so if you're a richer country like Nigeria or like Ghana's of the world, and you used to have all the players, because you would have local players and combined with overseas players, everybody's importing players now. All the players are looking for a country to play for, and their scouts are sourcing players. So it's equalizing thing, unlike previously. Even though, management, I can get into this.
Hold on, Carlos. Right? Yeah.
I can get into this whole thing continuously about, only Jamaica don't want those players. And maybe Eto, when he loses.
All right.
Only want them when he wins.
We have Gunners Boss online. So let's hear. Welcome to the show, Gunners Boss.
Should I leave and come back?
We clip it out with faces. Good night, people in the comment section, especially and the troll, the bot. Yeah.
The bot?
Big up yourself, friend.
The bot? Did you say
the B-O-T.
The bot.
Man. No, don't say nothing I don't say, sir. Man. You see, I come here and team up from all the while with them like a fancy lad self, but me not say down under. Australia is known as down under, and if you can't say down under, something wrong with you. And if you can't say you eat fish, something wrong with you. You have to go with them things. I mean, none of them sensitive. You have a grown man.
Hold on. I heard a good one today, right? I heard a good one today. A man said that the Arsenal fan was arguing. He works on the cruise ship with a Tottenham Hotspur supporter, but the Tottenham Hotspurs supporter happened to be Rasta. So the man say, the man was saying that the man dissed the Rasta man, because him say you can't say you're Rasta man and you support Tottenham. Tottenham ham because Tottenham have a ham at the end. Yeah. I say so because Rasta not eat ham, so you can't support no team. Obviously the Rasta man get vexed up. Down at Trinidad, down at the ship here, and fling a stone off of the man and all mash up a man carry it up. Send up this Rasta. But yeah, go ahead.
You tell that story to me. You tell that story about
No, it was a story.
You have a Rasta man from Trinidad, he live in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
The man have him locks. When him take off him locks them. They don't.
When him take off him locks?
When him take off him hat.
Oh.
One crocus bag. Him have one crocus bag. Him have one long crocus bag when he keep the locks in. I know. I have a place about 8 blocks from which part. Let me go them call Rib Rock. Award winning rib them up. Look for Rib Rock in Philadelphia. Why
you always come on the program and advertising them thing there?
Those in the audience, it's story night. It's comedy and story night, but the comedy not working. So keep going.
But hold on. When the Rasta man go in, they go eat him pork. The Rasta man come out the one year. I say that's it. The man say when me I eat my pork, you think the joy have nothing to do with more pork eating. The man love them pork, so the Rasta, the locks now have nothing to do with the white and pork. Moving right along now. You say something where pick up yourself, Mr. James and Cranky. You say something
big up.
You're gone viral, if you do this anywhere else but Jamaica, you're gone viral already, But you say you put the Lions in the Super Bowl.
You know what it's true, man, because I was speaking about the Lions and Detroit and all of that and just
at the 24th.
Yeah.
At the go up when they run up the point early in the first.
Yeah, but you had Kansas City losing though.
I picked the Baltimore Ravens and I picked the Detroit Lions. I go with the underdogs for I wanted those teams to win. I want to see new people into the Super Bowl. Did not want to see Steelers with and Kelsey and them with them foolishness and all that thing. But the NFL making since September the NFL make over 330 something million how much dollars they had not made last year since Willis come into the picture. So them want more money, so we know how that goes. So me see. But it's gonna be a good game, and I'm still not picking the Kansas City Chiefs. So from right now, I'm picking the 49ers to win the Super Bowl. Right here, right now. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yes, so I just the NFL thing me hear you call because so hold on, Mr. James, how are your team when management to get the NT pick out? Baltimore Ravens,
No, Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins, okay. Well, fins up.
Fins up.
Yeah,
Fins down, really,
I
but
was
fins
thinking
up,
about the
fins up.
Dolphins actually.
No man. What they ain't Sal, man? The Miami Dolphins will never go down. You happen. We do good with what we have. If you was expecting a Super Bowl when we have Tua as quarterback and not having a good offensive line, you wasn't going to get more than what you get. And it's not going to be more than that next year as long as Tua is the quarterback. We need a quarterback.
All right, Cranky was going to say something. Big up yourself, Gunners boss.
Well, one is that for Miami, I just want Miami.
Before I run.
Gunners boss. Gunners boss. Gunners boss, just listen, please. Just listen. Cranky wanted to say something to you. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I thought you was telling me kick me off. I think I kick me off my phone and nobody now call me. The whole I lose to them like me now no money. The whole I win now broke and no money. That's why
Gunners boss, just like Cranky talk. Thank you, sir.
Well, I'm gonna say a couple of things.
Jesus. No man, go ahead. Sorry,
but as boss, you tell him man to go ahead and you're talking.
You can't make this up. Things quickly. One is for Miami. Miami has to realize the football is not only playing in warm weather. It also gets cold sometimes in certain places. If you want to play in warm weather, make sure you're the number one seed. So they have to come to your house to beat you. Two is for Detroit. The game was lost on that play with him. The player had the ball, hit his chest, and bounced out. Third down, they did in 24-10. Lost the game from right there. And in fact, they had a subsequent play to that after San Francisco scored with an easy catch again. If receivers can't catch the ball, you're in trouble. And for Baltimore, two things. One is my friend Lamar needs to learn how to play in big games. Didn't play well. Two is when you're a young player, stop show off. Just go score the touchdown and stop show off. One is he spiked, got the penalty. What is boss? Listen to Star. You're annoying me now.
Yeah, man.
No, God's boss talking. You're annoying me now. When you're talking, I don't talk, and then you keep on chiming in when I'm talking. Go talk, God's boss. You're annoying me now. Seriously.
No, me I write down what you said, so me can respond to it when you're done. Go on, talk. Right. So let me get this thing. Continue. Me I write down what you said.
No, me don't talk.
No, go ahead, Cranky.
Oh, I'm done.
Go ahead, no, Gunners boss.
Roger, you're too sensitive for a military man. I want you. You're so sensitive. Wake up. I'm here chatting, you know. Stand. How are you doing?
Gunners boss. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Gunners boss. Awareness is an important attribute. Gunners boss. Listen. See, you're not even listening. Awareness is an important attribute you should have. When somebody is speaking, it's rude to interrupt them. Because when you're speaking, I try not to interrupt you. Just remember that. The floor is yours.
My apologies. Continue. Military stuff.
Go ahead, Gunners. Go ahead.
So go ahead now, Gunners boss, because he's finished. Gunners boss.
Let me mute my phone. Me I wait for a stand to finish.
I'm finished.
You must finish. So I tell you must go ahead though. Because you were going to say something. So go ahead. Because you were going to, yeah.
You want me to say something?
Hold on there. My head is not good to retain things. So me will interrupt just to get a point thing. So get used to that. I'm not dictate to the military man.
All right, Gunners, I understand. Gunners, the floor is yours.
My head not too good for retain. I mean, never right.
Mine neither, Gunners. Mine neither. I might get upset pretty quickly.
All I wanted to do, I did something wrong, yes. But all I wanted to do was tell you that all those drop balls is not why the Lions lost. The coach rate him, but him too brave. Him leave 9 points on the field, went to that head goals field goal when he got beat 3 times and 4th and 3.
Gunners boss, I'm going to interrupt you there. Gunners boss.
Yes, sir.
The coach has played that way all season. So why would he change now? To please who? It has worked for him all season. He's gone for 4th down continuously throughout the season. Why would he change? And if he changed and he missed a field goal, you guys would say, you know what? He didn't stick to his method that he employs. If the receivers catch the ball, they're 24-10. No, I agree, Gunners boss. I don't disagree, but I'm just saying he wants. Look, when you play, that's why when you play Kansas City now, Baltimore went for it on 4th down in the first half, at about their 30-yard line. You know why? Because they're concerned Mahomes is going to continue to score and they can't keep up. You take risks based on situations. It was a situation at risk. He believes he has to score against San Francisco. They had Debo back. They had the Caucasian kid who's playing running back. And I'm having your memories problem. Gunners boss. So at the end of the day, you got to play with what got you there. I don't blame the coach because his hindsight is good. I blame the receivers for not catching the ball. They're simple catches. Sorry, Gunners boss. Go ahead.
I blame the coach. I respect that coach and I love how that coach coach all season. But when circumstances come down to you leaving 9 points on the field, that is 9 points could have won the game. How much they lost by?
3.
Here's how I don't like how people do analysis. But Gunners, but here's the thing. When people analyze things, they take what transpired and they say that would have been the outcome. How you get to 9 points? You kick a field goal, the play is made totally different subsequent to that. You kick that field goal, you got to kick off to the other team now. Right? It's a whole different situation may occur. You never know you would have gotten to that situation. So this hindsight view that I lost 9 points because they kicked the field goal, the facts and circumstances may have changed subsequent to that play. I could have kicked the field goal and missed, or kicked the field goal and made. They kick off, the sequence of plays may be totally different. So we can't say that. I don't blame the coach. I blame the receivers. Because if he caught the first ball at 24-10, they have 3 more downs to go. And you had never know where it goes from there. We could make that same case, Gunners boss. Anyway. We agree to disagree.
It was analytics versus conventional coaching, and analytics lost out at the end. Analytics tell you that it's better to go for it here. But you know what the conventional teaching of coaching Harbour from him father, from Jack and them come down was so you kick the field goal when you get down there and don't try these eruptly. If you see 3 take 3, especially you have the lead already. It would have been 27 to 7, But you want to go for it, brave heartedly and last. So I am blaming the coach because I go 0-2 last over yesterday. And I'm still picking the San Francisco 49ers now, even though I never like them.
All right, Gunners boss, have leader.
Put up your pick. Leader one call back now.
Yeah, he was calling back. So
Stand.
Yes. We're good, Gunners boss. We're good.
Not military cranky. Me need to have a good NFL and some basketball discussion and teach.
You know what, Gunners boss, do you join the pro? Gunners boss, do you come on as an analyst? You can come on as an analyst, man. You can talk about it.
Him sound better with him not on the screen.
When one of them come on, one of them they start the show, I'm come on and we have that conversation. Because when you ask your question before me run, what's his name? Brain Drain pay $5 to say Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback in the history of the NFL.
You can't make a decision now because he needs to have a longer career to say that. Brady has the rings. Brady had the career, the wins. So you can't say it's the best. His trajectory suggests that. But you may, NFL is a very unforgiving game. You could blow out a knee next week. I don't play another game. So let's see how his career goes for us before we jump to that conclusion.
All right,
and before I get to that debate with Brain Drain, he have 14 wins. Tom Brady have 35 playoff wins versus 14 for Patrick Mahomes. He just tied with Joe Montana. We never talk about, I did not mention championship, so don't tell me about Bill Russell. Bill Russell has never led a team. He was on a great team with playing against Plumbers when it was 8 team in the NBA. So don't talk to me about
Plumbers.
Don't bring that up here. Let me tell you that. Go ahead. Bye. Talk to you later. Learn.
Doing football.
All right, Gunners boss.
Football. He knows NFL.
All right, Cranky Brain Drain has a question for you, sir.
I don't know what YouTuber is talking about. So wait, man, stop. Is Brain Drain infirm that I'm smart? Is that what you're inferring, Brain Drain? Because
I want every
couldn't get that from you, so I will make sure I'm clear.
But my head is not bald, so I don't know. Kieran, you said if you're asking if they wanted you to say something.
About?
I think it was the NFL discussion when Gunnar's boss was being silent, so I'm not sure.
Oh no, I was just trying to actually have the show continue because neither one wanted to talk. So I didn't really have anything to say.
Leader was trying to call back, so let me see if I can let me get him back.
Why is leader calling leader? Management. Why is he calling?
Huh?
Why is he
The
calling
leader?
Yeah.
Well, Kerry's a fan of the leader. So, let me just ask him, leader. How did you get the name the
Yeah,
leader?
I want to Kerry, you know.
Hey.
I want to talk to Kerry, so I don't want him to go.
No. All right. Good evening. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. You're live on air.
Yeah, man. Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good.
I realize I was on air.
Oh, you didn't?
Right away.
You didn't realize you're on air? So you were calling?
No. Yeah, it did call, but it was actually to make the point.
Oh, hold on. So no man. When you were calling, were you calling because I was on air, or you wanted to have a private conversation?
No, man. I can talk. No, man. It's okay.
Oh, but you didn't know that I was on air.
No, man. I know. I was listening to the show.
Okay. Just want to make sure. So you're live. So anything you say could be used against you in the court of law.
So Mannings, I have a question for you. Leader, before you go, leader. You say it's in the show, but then you say you're live. So does he go in the show on a delayed basis? I'm confused.
I don't know what leader is saying. But leader, first, how did you come up? Or how were you labeled the leader?
Actually, I got the name when I went to Sweden with a Cavalier team. Funny enough, when we went, everybody thought I was the person in charge of the team. So Speed was there, and I remember we went to Finland, and the people had a plaque and so that gave us, and I was telling them, no, I'm not the person in charge, and they said, no. We see you seem to be the person in charge. And I got it then. Then when after that, I went to Sweden. There were some Jamaicans there, and I organized up to get some Jamaican food for the guys, everything, and that sort of thing. And they took a video while we were eating, and a young lady said, she mentioned all of the people that were in the video, and then she said, and the leader, everybody leader. So that's how it get. I stuck from that time.
Okay. So you see yourself as a leader?
Well,
so do you have a question for you, leader? Do you have a question for you?
For the moon. But Cranky, then just say you must interrupt the person to make that point.
No, we're talking simultaneously, but go ahead.
Go ahead, leader.
Anyway, I just saying that the other part had to do with the amount of youth titles that have won. I think it's unprecedented. So that's basically why that also has.
You have one youth title as a what?
Yeah. So
you have
I did several teams.
No man.
And on two different clubs.
Leader.
Yes.
Leader, here's the question I'm asking. You said that you also had a title because of all the youth titles that you have won. I'm asking you, in what capacity did you win those youth titles?
Let's not say just a manager, because it's almost like the role of a technical director / scout. I put the whole teams together, and I have different coaches that have worked with me, and they have always won most times. There have been several different coaches, one leader, they're always winning. That's it. But we're not here about that.
So I'm confused. Anybody asks my title I've won, I'm not hesitating. I don't have to think about it. It's supposed to jump off your lips. And Leader hesitated. He had to reposition as to. I thought he led a team to a title like a coach, a manager, is the CEO of the organization. I was a little bit surprised.
I managed the team. I scouted the players. I got the sponsors, everything else. I did all of that. Sometimes even the tactics. That's it. We're not talking about that right now.
When you say manage, you mean like how manage, or you manage the team? What does manage mean? How you define
More than that, more involved than that, way more involved than that, way more involved.
Okay.
Not just the managerial aspect, the scouting. Hold on. There was a coach I got once that he said, boy, once he loves working with me because all he needs to do is show up with his whistle. Because everything is there. If he needs a specific type of player, it's there. He's there. We get him, and I just need to know the formation he use, the type of tactics you're going to use, and I'll put the team together for you.
So why has it taken you so long to put the Calabar team together? Seeing that you're
That's politics. That's politics.
Okay.
Certain things we don't talk about on here.
Okay, all right. Okay. But
However, they have gotten a lot of talent from me. They have gotten a lot of talent from me. They have gotten a lot of talent.
Okay.
Well, leader, I hope it continues. Whatever you do with Calabar, I hope it continues.
So says the man that went to KC. But Kerry's a big fan of you, leader.
Oh, by the way,
yeah.
KC has benefited tremendously also. When they won their first title in how many years, I had a hand in that. But
I'm glad it's on the light that came over. Glad it's on the light that came over.
Yeah, but I know you didn't call for these matters. I think you're call about the under 17. Yeah. But somebody said that is the reason from that time you have never gone back on a European trip. Because when the real leader came, he realized that you were tied to the leader, so he never carried it. You never traveled again to Europe.
No, man, I've been back to Europe.
With the team? Okay.
Of course. No U team travels without me.
Okay.
No U team.
All right.
No U team. No.
All right.
Anyway, that's not what I call about. Never call about that. Okay, I was just saying for the person that called. Yes, he's correct that normally it's always a 2-year cycle. But normally you have one set of qualifiers that held before the main qualifiers. Okay, it's normally in September or so, but Jamaica normally does not participate in that because we normally do well enough in the previous qualifier, so we don't have to. This time, we're in that lower bunch now because we're doing so well in the last under 20.
Oh, you mean we did in the last under 20?
Well,
no, we're not.
No, we didn't.
No, man. You said
no, I'm telling you.
No, man. Let me ask you. You said the last under 20, but we're talking under 17. That's all I'm saying. So
I'm just telling you. No, you're saying a broad thing. I mentioned the qualifiers and so on, and why I'm just giving the reason why some of these things happen. Why? So the lower ranked teams play amongst them further than us in the last under 20. So I don't know if you understand. Normally Jamaica advances further, and we do our investigation, but the last time we did not. So we're actually in that qualifying section that would have been in September, but it's now in February. Okay? So it's every 2 years. It's going to be changed shortly to every year. FIFA is going to be changing it. I don't remember when, but that is one of the reasons why they're also having the JFF Academy to make sure that we have more prepared players for this, because it's also going to be a little harder to get players from the United States, where we main place that we normally get from, and then maybe some from England.
Why?
Because when they generally choose players, if the age limit is 2005, you have a lot of 2006 players that are unable to get into that 20 for the USA, so to speak, right? Because they are 1 year younger, because generally the makeup of the team, is going to be generally mainly the players in the final year of their qualification, right? So you might have a couple others, that will come in, right? So Jamaica normally benefits that we get some of those younger players, or we get some of even the older players who can't get in because USA, you have a lot of Mexicans, people from other, Latin American countries, South America. So it's harder for Jamaicans sometimes to break through. Might get into preliminary squads, but when the main squad is there, they dropped. So, but having it every year now, will make some of those players that would have been the odd year out, we may make it a little harder for us to latch on to some of those. So the thing that you guys have now, where we're trying to get these young players in their minds from early, will also be a benefit in recruiting the players from the diaspora from early. Okay.
All right, Kerry, anything you want to?
Right. So.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, basically, that's it. Really, qualification. How that goes. That's why I wanted to ask him. I like the thing that where the school fee goes on and so on. But one of the things I wanted to know, what exactly is the main purpose of it?
That's a Kerry?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
It's for Kerry. I want to know what exactly is the main purpose of it. Reason being supposedly to expose some of these kids for scholarships, I think this.
What is the main purpose?
We're talking about the camp that just passed, or the youth classic the week before?
No, not that one. Sorry, the tournament where the all school team comes up. Not the other one. I know about that.
You're talking about the CASA tournament.
The CASA, yes, right. That one.
So leader,
what is the main purpose?
Leader. So how you we're talking about the U17. You make a point and you're just done with it. You're gone to CASA tournament, and we're not supposed to say nothing.
It's scary. I really wanted to hold on to still.
Oh, okay. So you never really called to engage Cranky, myself, or the audience. All you're called to do is to engage Kerry.
Yes.
Right. So
because that's on the qualification.
Are you really saying yes? You're on my program saying you don't want to engage me or Cranky, nor my audience. You just want to talk to Kerry. And then on top of that, you say, yes, that is what you want to do.
No, not really. That matters anyway.
Go ahead, Kerry. This is what the leader.
So I think we talked about this a little bit on the last time that I was on last week, right? So, and I guess it depends on who you ask. So in my opinion, the main purpose of the tournament is to expose players to colleges and universities, coaches in particular, so that they can get scholarships. So if you're asking me, that's my answer. If you ask Issa, I'm sure they have a similar thought process, but it may be where they're trying to showcase their league and the quality of their players. But I'm sure they have the interest of their players at heart also in terms of what they can do in terms of getting scholarships. So I guess it would depend on who you ask. From my point of view, it's really scholarship based.
Question now. Next question. Generally, we can't evaluate for this year, but say last year, right? Out of this, say, how many players normally come? About 20, 21, so?
From the Jamaican team, yeah, 22.
Normally, yeah, about, yeah. How many of them normally actually get scholarships roughly?
From the Jamaica team in particular, I couldn't give you that information because what I was saying the last time that I was on is that I don't think we do a good job of tracking that information. So we do a good job on the front end of making sure, okay, all of these college coaches are here. We have a stream so that they can see the recording. We get them the information for the players in terms of their profile. But I don't think we've done a good job of tracking actually what the results are. So maybe just haphazard, for example, if I know that Javian Brown got a scholarship in the past, I know that because I know Javian Brown. It's not because we were really tracking it. So that's not really a question that I can answer, but I think in the future we have to do a better job of tracking that, not only for the Jamaica team, because there's 6 other teams in the tournament as well. So yeah, all the players.
Yeah, Kerry, I would think
leader. Cranky want to say something because
Kerry, I think that's important, Kerry, just in terms of where the players actually end up eventually.
Yeah.
Not just college from college, just where they go. Some may go pro, they may go USL, they may go MLS. maybe go overseas. So I think that track can be really, really good. So that you can build your resume of
Yeah.
your organization based on that information. So.
Yeah, and we were talking about that at the seminar that we had on this Saturday, because players have different tracks. That, like you said, that's what the coaches were saying as well. Some can go directly into a professional track. Some of them that want to go directly into professional track, probably that's not the best thing for them. They may have to go to school. Sometimes they can go to school in order to get on the professional track, like some of the players have done in the past. So yeah, I think that's important for us to track.
And how do you convince them? Because you know how some kids are, right? They have tunnel vision. How do you convince them of the importance of the education to ensure that they have multiple directions they can take? And the professional is not in the immediate future. They can take an alternate route to go to college, and they may eventually end up there.
I think examples. So we've had some recent examples that have gone that when they came to us, for example, they were very only pro in their mind. That was the only thing in their mind. And we have to realize that that is not an easy thing to go. It's probably easier now than it was in the past because we have a lot of players that are going, for example, directly to Europe, some straight out of high school. But that's not really an easy track or a track that's always available right away. So I think you have to kind of give them some examples of players that have, even if they had a pro track in mind at the start, they use the school system to actually go pro. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have to stay at the school 4 years. You can stay a year or two, and if you impress well enough on the field, you can get drafted. And if you get drafted, then you take the opportunity, and then you stick in the team. So you can go pro from a school track as well. So I think you just have to have multiple people telling them as well, because I think a lot of the times what happens to our school players is they don't have a good advice. Like they don't have people that are giving them a neutral point of view. It may be just their parents, or it may be, they see players playing professionally and they figure it's easy. It's not easy. So you have to kind of make sure that they have different options.
But I think hold on, leader, because I think we had the same discussion, because based on the players that I saw, because there were two teams in Okranki and Kerry that Issa had. They had the scholastic team, I think that's what they call it, and they had this team. The other team are the players who had like done have their cape and their CSEC. What leader? What is going on in your background?
Construction.
Leader,
no, it sounds like you're blowing your nose. You have to mute your phone when you're doing that.
No man, it's okay. Go ahead.
I know it's okay, but just to let you know, if you're doing it again, please.
No man, as drinking something. No man, as drinking something.
What?
Some water.
So you drink?
Leader, you're the greatest. Anyway, yeah, but so I felt like not that all the players who went, didn't meet like the college criteria. I believe some would have. But there were other players who were also good players, like some of the Glenmuir players. I understand who they had their SAT grades. I don't know for what reasons, like some of those players were not selected. If it is about helping to get them into college. So based on the selection, it is suggesting to me that while CASA has an objective, it is not in alignment with ISA's objective, because ISA don't bring the best players with the best quality college readiness. They just bring the best player whether they are ready for college or not. And their point was they want to win the tournament because they fell short last year. I didn't hear a lot of them saying that, listen, this provides us with an opportunity to get into college. I didn't hear that from the players who were interviewed. So maybe the purposes need to be aligned. Like I know you said that you have done it already. Yeah. But that's
I think that's more a question for Issa. But yeah, I know there's been some communication discussion about that. But at the end of the day, I think that's a Issa decision. So are they bringing a team because they want to showcase the best players in their league and do well in the tournament and win the tournament, or are they also trying to get their players scholarships? So I'm not saying it's one or the other, because I'm sure they want to get their players opportunities, the ones that want to go to school. But I think you have a good point about the
Okay,
the
that's the point that
scholastic
I
team.
want to make.
What is the point that you're
Make
going,
because-
Lina?
No, you basically said everything you wanted to say a while ago, Manning, because one of the problems that I have is that they carry some kids that, okay, let me just use a hypothetical situation. There are kids that have 0 subjects, right, are not taking any subjects, are finished school, and have been on that team.
Exactly
right?
my point.
But their only objective also, and this is an actual case, right? Kid with 0 subjects, they're not doing any subjects, they are basically finished with school, and they want to go pro. But they hear that this coach tells them that if they go on this thing, they'll be taken up by college scout, and they'll be able to go into the list. Nobody tells them that it's D1 colleges that are the ones that basically where the players get drafted from. So, so a lot of players that do get the chance sometimes for some of these junior colleges go, and because they have not been doing any academic work in the school here, they fall through the cracks and they're there. So this is one of the problems that for me, I'm just hoping that in the future, when ISA, well, I suppose ISA doesn't let you know who they're carrying, but that should be a criteria. If a kid is there that has 0 subjects, is not doing any subjects, why carry him? Understand? Why carry him? You have kids that would qualify with subjects and can play, that would be able to take advantage of the opportunities that are there.
Or ask the competition to invite 2 teams from Jamaica. One that is the start, or one that is just because my point is, because I hear Jamaica as a future team, I don't think ISA want to take a bunch of students at least to get beaten. Listen, it is not that the students we're talking, they are players at Mannings, Manchester, Glenmuir, KC, Stats. There are other players who did exceptionally well. Campion College, who did exceptionally well. Their schools did well. And they would have probably performed just as good. That's the point I'm making.
You mentioned Mannings.
No.
How many Mannings players were on that team?
None.
Yeah, go on.
None.
Sorry.
None.
Oh.
None. What was the point?
Can I jump in for a second? Manning's man made an interesting point earlier. The important point. The objectives need to be aligned. Align the objectives, and you won't have this differentiation between what you're trying to accomplish and why certain players were not taking it, why certain players are taking. Align the objectives. If the goal is to win, you bring your best players. If the goal is to have the kids get scholarship, then it got to be a more balanced approach to selecting the players who have the qualifications academically and who also have the skill to be able to compete on the field.
Yeah, our carry a Jamaica A and a Jamaica B, or Jamaica 1 and Jamaica 2.
But here's a lot
to win for what?
Here's a lot of problem, leader
because
and money.
How are the players going to get when they win?
No, because they may not get anything, but like the person said, it's a featured team. Not only that, but it is an opportunity for people to get a visa. That is a reality too.
Oh yes, no. That is a reality. What I realize that a lot of them is probably the main thing in some of their minds.
I don't know
that they get the chance to get a visa.
That it is a thing. But
it actually is. You hit the nail on the head. But it's an elephant in the room.
I don't know. That is not an elephant in the room. Go ahead.
Somebody go to school for 5 years, go to 5th form, and they have no subject. Isn't that the larger problem?
Well, they have none, and hold on. Not just have none, They have exams coming up, and they spoke to a kid, and I heard this, and I asked him, so, okay, what are your objectives? He wants to go pro. And I said, okay, but he wants to get a scholarship. I said, well, has nobody sat down with you and told you what their pathways have to be now then? That's the thing. So I remember when they had the gentleman that organized that one actually went on here with, I think it was Military Guna, and he went through the actual pathways for the youngsters and made it clear that if you're going to be looking to even go the pro route through school, it has to be with one of the D1 colleges. And he gave you an idea what the pathway should be. Right. So we need to instead of some of these kids feeling that when they go there, bam, they're going to get a professional scholarship, a pro contract just by, that's not the way to go. Nobody, I don't know how many people are going there for that. You understand? So we'll stop doing this. Some of them are disservice. If it's just get the visa and get a trip, well, okay, but we need to have a lot of other kids that are talented and bright that are left back here that could have taken advantage. I'm sure that if we took X amount of players from Mannings, Woolmers, and so on, that have, and some other who have done equally as well as far as I think.
All right.
And the rewards would have been good.
All right, leader. Thanks for your input as usual. Good to know where the origin of the name is from. How you under 20 team doing, man? How the recruitment going?
Which under 20? Which under 20 team you talking about now?
The Jamaica under 20 team that is in Trinidad.
Under 20 team.
Leader, you know that there's an article out where your name is in it as a person who works with scouting with the GFF. So how you say you don't?
Okay, well I didn't say that. Okay.
No.
Well I didn't article came out.
Hold on, leader. So you're on here live saying that you have nothing to do with the GFF.
No, well, if an article came out,
no, not if an article came out. Are you here saying, leader, that you have nothing to do with the GFF?
Man, I think I don't want you to be badgering my clients. I want you to allow him to answer that.
I will remain silent on that one.
Hey, leader, man's my
good choice.
You cut out this part of the program, leader. You cut out this.
I'll remain silent on that. Well, okay, yes, I actually do.
I thought you were going to remain
scout
silent.
for the. No, okay, no, let me say it. Since it's probably out there, and I think a number of people know by now. Yeah, I am basically one of the regional scouts for the JFF right now. You know, so we've been doing some work, especially it has more specifically to do with the FIFA Academy that should be starting up shortly. We realize that we have been consulted to do it a little bit wider in some cases.
Okay, so how many regions are there? You
Four.
say four regions: East, West, North, and South.
Yes.
So I thought it was just CONCACAF.
Oh, so you are responsible for CONCACAF?
No, not just CONCACAF. I actually have the largest region because it's CONCACAF, St. Catherine, St. Thomas.
Oh, yeah, right. Because St. Catherine and CONCACAF are the most affiliates.
Yeah, I have the biggest job, sir.
So you'll be interacting with Blake, or will he be helping you with the scouting?
With who?
Blake.
So leader, I have a question, leader. I have a question.
Blake is that? I have never seen that gentleman in any of the meetings, so I can't say I don't know who that is.
You don't know who that is, but you have never seen that gentleman in the meeting. Hey, leader, so
Blake, you said Blake?
But you said that you have never seen that. You said that you have never seen that gentleman in any of the meetings, so you don't know who I'm talking.
No.
Sometimes the answers are very confusing, leader. But let me leave Kerry and Cracky to ask you a couple of. But that's very good. Congratulations, man.
Last time we had a scouting discussion, it would seem it was very narrow where the players got selected from. You remember that discussion, Mannings, man? We were very perturbed about people like from other parts of the island, apart from those more Eastern affiliated organizations and players. We're getting most of the scouting done, leader. So is there a change in process, leader, whereby we have a process which is much broader, much wider, much more in-depth, and all the scouts are coming together to make sure we select the best player that fit the coach's system and get the best chance. We select the best talent to fit the coach's system versus concentrating in certain areas as we normally have done historically as a country. Are we doing a better job of that?
Yeah, everything has changed now because basically they have the input for all regions, and then they use that to evaluate from there. Okay, so it's no longer looking at just one region. It's all the various regions, and then they look at who is recommended, and then they do the shortlist from there.
Okay. All right. Very good. But congratulations on your appointment, man. You have been doing this for a while, and I think, it's good that you're being duly recognized for your hard work. Wish you good success. You understand me? And I hope your eyes don't just see players that play in the black and white color, but you'll see players who play in other color jerseys.
One more question. I know this team under 20 and below is what I call the Q team, right? I know it's the Q team. So, but they have a question for you in terms of the role that you play and now your influence you have. Are you going to broaden your scouting horizon to go beyond the shores of Jamaica and help the country identify those who fit into that 7 allocated spots for overseas players to be part of the under 20?
It's not 7 allocated spots. It's 7 first, and then you have to, show a reason why you need more than that. It's not a strict thing of 7, and so you didn't say that. But okay, even before this, unofficially, I've always recommended players, and even now, I did do some research in putting a list together. I don't know how much it has been acted on, but I know that it's nothing new. It's nothing new. I have recommended players overseas for some time now. Even the last under 17, Karum Lumsden was one of those players I was trying to have in the team, but unfortunately his documents, made him, ineligible. He wasn't able to take it up. But it's nothing new. I don't look at players where they come from, or which jersey they play, right? Because there are players that I've seen on certain Jamaican teams that it was up to me, I would not have them there. So my thing is very different. I don't believe in participating in anything. I believe in putting the best team out there. It doesn't matter where they come from. So my thing is really different from what people might not know that. Okay?
Okay. Got you, sir.
All right, leader. Listen, thank you, man. Looking forward to hearing more from you as you continue. So, do you know the names of the other scouts in the different regions?
Sorry, what's that?
Do you know the name of your partners in scouting?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So who is it?
Of course I do.
Who is the scout?
I can't say that. I can't say that.
Oh.
I can't say that.
So the more you ask, man, the more questions
you
pop up.
saw my name somewhere. Why didn't you say the other names? I don't understand your Malins.
Don't leave it, leader.
Why didn't you see the other names?
Why didn't I see the other names?
Yes.
So if I said like Lee Craft Letman, what would you say? I saw another name.
You
Alex, cranky, you should have leave.
See, I have a question for you, leader, because I'm just trying to understand the process. So when you're doing your scouting and your peers are doing their scouting, is the methodology that you employ and the criteria that you use in evaluating players, is that a consistent process and methodology you employ in assessing the players? And do you have stats on those players then bring to the table?
There's a standard that everybody has worked on, is a template that we all work by. That has been basically set by the people that are in charge, which are the 2 people from Europe. That's all I can say in that. So there's a template that they let us know that we are to look for. I can't say who they are.
Yeah, no, but we know a leader. It came out Dan Cook. It come out like what you're trying to hide. Dan Cook and John Wall. That's out in the article, leader.
So, leader, as you read the article, I said you should read the article, leader, because I'm telling you things that you think are confidential, but they're public.
No, understand, leader.
A leader, there actually may not be an article in us. You have to be careful with management. So you might just make up
No,
the fact that there's an article, tell you all information to try to drag information out of you that you shouldn't be saying. So be very careful. Management is very tricky.
Leader, there is an article about Dan Cook, John Wall, and the talent identification program putting scout in the different regions. There was an article where he was introduced. Simon did an interview with him.
I remember it.
So how you?
I remember it, but I do remember they telling the names of the scouts.
Really?
I didn't see the names in there.
Okay.
I don't remember seeing them.
You don't remember seeing John Cook name in there?
I have seen him. I've seen him. I've read the papers and seen his name mentioned.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, so you just never saw your name?
I don't remember seeing it. No.
But what I want to ask you though, where did you get a license? Because scouting is something that I'd love to do, but how do you become an official? Like when you have the agent license, I know you can pay the money. Like I saw Odile Richards did, he paid his money with FIFA and he goes up to the GFF, he sits an exam. Where do you do the exam from?
There's one.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up, leader.
There is one that you can do online. What you can do online, read CONCACAF. Plus, what I would also recommend, there is also one.
Hold on, a leader, man. So you said that there's a CONCACAF one online.
Yes.
What is it called?
I would maybe give you all of that. So
No,
because ask me all of these things now.
Because I'm interested in doing it. What is wrong with leader? I'm interested in being a scout. So I want to know how I can.
Don't tell leader. I want to take a job, leader. I want to take a job. Don't tell him.
So that's where you did that's where you did your license with the CONCACAF one.
I'm not saying anything on that matter.
Man has a leader license.
I came to Sage. Things really all over the place, you know.
Okay, sorry. I know you called to talk to Kerry. So are you? What is wrong with your phone, leader? You're still drinking?
No, I'm hearing you. Hold on. No.
It's a Cavalier thing. What? The phones don't work well for Cavalier associated people. Either the battery's out or you're noise.
Right? Yeah, better know. Yeah. So you finished talking to Kerry?
Well, no. Yeah, I basically finished. As I said, the only concern I had was the objective, and I would hope that in the future they at least let Issa know that when you're carrying the kids up, carry kids that can benefit from the scholastic. Even half of them. Make sure they are kids that can qualify to take up the college offers, right? And you never know. You understand?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense to carry 20 kids and none of them qualify. I didn't say that happened with this bunch, but I'm just saying it makes no sense. What's the objective? It's just making the whole school system look bad.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Right?
Agreed. All right. Thank you so much again for your time. Yeah, man. Leader. Always good hearing from you. And I must say, your new position has really constrained you in a good way, because a lot of the information that you're normally when you're on, there's a lot of there's a lot of things that normally come out that you're trying not to say. So know that
I'm confused. Leader no longer publishes public information. He's a public competition. The information of public says not.
Big up, leader. Don't listen to the haters, leader. Continue doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job.
And trust me, seriously, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. Big up yourself every time.
You know that I've never met leader, but I've told you this already, man. Is like when leader comes on, even though I'm kind of aware of a lot of the things that happen in football, sometimes leader comes on and says something that I don't even know. So yeah, I think it's a good contributor to your show.
Yeah, man, I think he's very good, man. How the kids doing, sir?
Kids doing well, man. My daughter doing some homework right now on the laptop, looking at her,
Okay, wonderful. Which one?
You need to make sure those players who go to Florida also do their homework.
Last one. The last one and the brightest one. She's one of the top students at our school, actually.
That's one at Merle Grove.
Nice.
Yeah, two of them are at Merle Grove.
How many daughters you have? It's 6.
I have 3 daughters. 3 daughters.
Whoa! And
everybody else has sons.
And 14 boys?
No.
Isn't that Soldier? That's Soldier our leader.
3 daughters.
Oh,
and 7 sons.
3 daughters and 7 sons.
7.
Oh, where did I get 17 from?
Wait, a 10 kids leader have?
That's the guy.
I thought that's where the nickname came from.
All in Jamaica. All in Jamaica because you know that up here for one kid is 17%. So leader be owing money, he would get all this 70% times 10.
Yeah, 3 daughters. 3 daughters. Yeah, big 10 for 3. True, yeah. 3 daughters and 7 sons. That's good.
That's a lot of kids.
Yeah, that's good.
One more leader. You need one more leader for the football team. For the co-ed football team. One more.
Yeah.
No more. That's it.
Yeah, man.
If a wife heard that one, I just think she just won't ask.
Hey, so man is man. Leader, that dude was scouting for man is man. He's scouting for the he's not scouting for players.
Yeah, man. All right, Nina, bless up yourself as usual. Thanks for coming. Yeah, man.
Okay, then.
All right. Yeah, man. All right, that is leader. Cranky Carey, anything else? Because I told the people 2 hours, I got 3 hours and almost 3.5 hours and thing. But you saw what is happening in the. Have you guys seen the article from Trinidad and Tobago? It's such a long article. Have you read it, Cranky?
No, I haven't read it. I was listening to you coming home from work, talking about it.
Let me send it to you and Carey.
Yeah.
Because
the thing I would say about this man is this: is that it's sad that FIFA is the body that runs football. But having said that, the world is also a sad place in other respects. So if you get politicians and regulators involved in the football, it's not going to make it better. It's not going to make it better, trust me. It'll only make it more complicated and more parochial. So you have to deal with the devil that you have. And I'm not sure how you fix it.
Yeah. The thing is so sad in Trinidad, right? That anything FIFA told them, change up the constitution, they say they think it is flawed. But because they want to get rid of the normalization committee, they just decide that, okay, we're not even, like you said, we mustn't change anything. So listen, if there's a comma that is out of place, we leave in it. We just want to get rid of the normalization committee.
There's no appeals coming in FIFA because management, he's going to be confused sometimes. Sometimes we confuse an individual with an organization, right? Or a couple individuals, meaning if I work for the Jamaica government, or if I work for Deloitte, I work for Microsoft, and I'm deemed to be the one overseeing Trinidad, for example, right? Let's say Trinidad is an organization under one of those jurisdictions, or those companies. I may not make a decision based on behalf of the company. I make a decision based on my perception of what it should be. But I may be flawed in my thinking and my assessment. So if you believe as Trinidad that this doesn't work for you, doesn't FIFA have some appeals committee someplace where you can say this doesn't work? No. Or is that to go with what this
you have to read it. They told Trinidad in their constitution.
But I'm just saying, what FIFA is the entire FIFA body versus the person who's put in charge to oversee the normalization.
No, man, that is because those people are appointed by the FIFA governing body.
I understand that, but they may be flawed in their thinking.
Right, but so they put in there basically to say to the Trinidad FA, do not take us back to your courts anymore, or else.
I understand that.
So I'm saying that they really remove the option of bringing them to court.
They need to make sure they have a thing that works management. It's like Jamaica JFF constitution. Doesn't work. It's flawed. You tell me to work with a flawed document, that makes no sense. It's a flawed document.
I think this is what I'm saying, that FIFA will give you a flawed document and tell you, accept it. And if you don't accept it, normalization committee, what do you do?
But some people are not the brightest management. They're not the brightest people in it. Some people are not the brightest in the management.
But read the art. If you read it, that's a feeling. So I sent it to you, Kira, and then probably tomorrow you can look at it because it's very long. But it is troubling because I thought like if a normalization committee came in, it was to normalize things in the fastest possible time to leave the people at the MA to run the body, not to after 4 years basically saying to them, take this or we will continue. In other words, saying to them, we want to continue, and if you don't want us to continue, this is what you're going to have to do. Basically, change up your constitution and accept what we are giving you, even though it is flawed.
So you're saying what they're suggesting the constitution should be changed to is not fit for purpose.
Right. So right. And the people are saying that, but FIFA is saying that if you change it, normalization committee is going to stay. So just accept it and then we will leave.
So can you change it subsequent to them leaving?
For them to step in again.
That is the issue.
No. But here's the point though, which is you have any latitude to change the constitution to make it what you deem to be fair. A fair constitution that's going to make sure all, as fair as possible to run your organization. Do you have a chance to change it subsequent to them leaving, and you have to go with what they provided, which is a flawed document?
Yeah. What they're saying, give you an example, Crank, like I said, they are saying that the FAs, like we have part association, the regions in Trinidad, they have less influence on the election than the clubs in Trinidad because the clubs have more votes. And they are saying that no, because the associations have more footballing stakeholders than any one club. So how is FIFA? Because right now FIFA control the clubs. So the Trinidad FA people are saying that you control the clubs. So if you find somebody to put up to run, the clubs are going to vote because you are giving them money. You FIFA, because FIFA runs the league, FIFA pays the players at the clubs. FIFA changed their constitution where all the clubs now have more votes than the different regions.
Maybe that's smart on FIFA's part. FIFA has the support of the persons who are going to run the Trinidad FA to get their votes to support them when they have their elections in FIFA.
But FIFA should not be doing that though, Cranky.
But man, the world is not a fair place to live in. I hate to tell you that. They live in this utopian way of living, but it's not logical. But I'm just saying sometimes the individuals in the organization don't necessarily represent the values and how an organization may want to work. Because I've dealt with that with regulators. They may have a different view from what regulating this organization. Since Jamaica get normalized, Trinidad normalized, Haiti normalized, the three may not be aligned in terms of what they think you should do. Sometimes you put your own spin on what you think it should be, your own perspective, your own bias. So,
all right. Let's into the article. Kira, anything you want to say in closing?
Yeah, I didn't listen to the earlier part of the show, so I don't know what was going on in terms of Trinidad, but FIFA is a mess when it comes to a lot of these things. I think they've, in some cases, abdicated their responsibility. Like if you look at even, I don't want to get back into the Jamaican election, but they've been trying to push Jamaica towards a new constitution for a while now. And when you look at the constitution and look at the sort of the mess that we're in now, it's because it wasn't really written very well. So you'd think FIFA pushing us in that direction would have given us some more guidance, I suppose, because a lot of these things are coming around because they're essentially loopholes in the constitution that you can get around. So it's, to me, from the part of it that I've seen, it's not really well written. So it's a mess. If you talk to the people in Trinidad, I was in Trinidad when we went for the last game, and if you talk to the people there, they're not happy with FIFA's involvement in the football at all. And I'm talking people from different stakeholders, whether it be clubs, administrators, different people in different roles, and nobody seems to be really happy after 3 or 4 years of normalization. So I'm not looking forward to Jamaica ending up there, possibly.
So here's what I don't understand about all this management. So we have constitution for all the different members of FIFA. There must be something or some kind of blueprint which says
exactly
this is what good looks like. You can copy it basically and bring it to your country. Why can't they do that? Why can't they have a template to say here's what good looks like? Leverage this, everyone who put together a constitution. You have to meet these fundamental criteria of this constitution. This is the standard you have to have. This is how it's supposed to work. And you leverage that, and everything got to fall within those boundaries. Why don't they have that?
You know what would be good? If we got the one from Trinidad and the one from Jamaica, because you realize both of them have the same amount of vote, 56 and 57, formed by FIFA.
But we know the Jamaican one was manipulated to make sure the JFF wins.
But
But that's a good point. Like I think Cranky is making the exact point that I'm thinking about, because if you're recommending a constitution, so there's certain things in the constitution that should be basic and that should be uniform across all the MAs, right? Obviously, each country is different, so maybe some things are going to be different. But I don't know how we get to the point where you're going to have an election and there's so many questions that are specific to the constitution. To me, it shouldn't be that difficult for someone to, people that have the experience that FIFA have in administration, just guiding their MAs to how it's supposed to look. Like Cranky said, what good looks like. I don't get it. I don't get it either.
Yeah. So I think here's what I think sometimes. The people who normally, when it comes to voting, give the vote to the person in power, the constitution is written with that person in mind. Right? So for example, if Mike Ricketts, the last election, voted for the person who is in charge, then if they are going to write a constitution, just as an example, they are going to write it in his favor because they believe that at the next election, if he's in power, they are going to vote for him. I think that is how, so it is not, and that is why I'm saying that they're always written for the team in power, by the people in power. And that is why when you have insiders going up against each other, it looks so messy. And it, like, you realize that, but you guys all did this.
You guys all did this in terms of both sides, because it's two insiders running plus FIFA. Like, it's poor.
I mean, if you read the Constitution, the JFF has no, just the entirety of it, you walk away shaking your head like, who in FIFA signed off on this?
Mm-hmm. And we have the FIFA person that's in Jamaica is responsible for good governance as well. One of their roles is good governance. So how could we get to the point where there's a constitution written, agreed upon, checked on by FIFA, and we end up with a constitution that's no good? A constitution shouldn't be okay, let's have this person win this time. A constitution is something that you're putting in place, policies and procedures that are going to serve your best interest in the long term. So I don't know, it's just disappointing.
Let's see. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to see if I can get a copy of the Trinidad and Tobago Constitution to see how similar, just to see, just across the Caribbean, how similar.
Well, it should be on their website, right? It should be on the website. Ours is on our website, at least for now.
Yeah. So let me check out, see if we can get a couple and compare to see, like I said, are there similarities?
Yeah, there should be.
Yeah. All right, listen, thanks, Cranky, for coming on as usual. A lot was covered. Thanks to Kerry as well, and for coming on. Demo, the Liverpool man, he was also part of other persons who called in. Thank you so much. Gunner's boss. And thank to all the persons in the comment section. Thank you so much. Dre Anyweather Sports, he was also on. To all the moderators, thank you so much. Right? It was a later edition, had lots of things to do in the early part of the day. So let's see if we can get back to a regular 11 a.m. Some people say they prefer when we do it at around 6 because they're home from work, and in the morning they have to be stealing time off the job to listen to the show. So we'll see. And Cranky gets cranky sometimes in the evenings, so he may not necessarily have the cranky time. So
as was demonstrated this evening with Gunner's boss, so that's probably true.
Yeah.
You actually come on after work.
And let me tell you that Gunner's boss really respect Cranky though, because Gunner's boss come off all radio, because he would get mad, So for him to say, let me mute.
Gunner's boss, I apologize. I got cranky.
Yeah,
I got cranky.
Yeah, man. For Gunner's boss team, I apologize. I can tell you that he have a lot of respect for you, because you don't want Gunner's boss tell you about one of the talk show programs. Big up yourself, Gunner's boss.
That's a Gunner's boss.
Yeah, so we have AFCON going on tomorrow, EPL Premier League, EPL games, which is the English Premier League. That's going on. Is your team
playing tomorrow, man? Arsenal playing tomorrow?
Definitely. Boy, my New York Knicks doing well, but now Julius Randle.
Right now, they're doing really well. They're beating up Charlotte, even without Randle.
Without Randle? Okay. That's good, because I was wondering. Yeah.
So we have one team in common then.
That's the
I
Knicks?
thought you live in Florida. I thought you live in Florida.
I live in Florida, but my grandma was a Knicks fan, and so we used to always watch the Knicks because she had family in New York. So I've been a Knicks fan forever. Yeah.
So how
You know
you
what's funny
support
about
the
this,
Knicks?
man?
You support the Miami Dolphins?
For the same reason, actually, because I was a Miami Dolphins fan before I actually came to Miami. My family here were Dolphins fan and Hurricanes fans, so I'm both of those, and I'm a Knicks fan in Miami. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go to the
I think
games
the
in my
Knicks-
Knicks jersey.
Yeah, the Knicks must have the most transplanted fans actually.
Mhm.
When the Knicks go to they're in Charlotte now, see how much Knicks fans are in the stand.
Yeah.
Go to Miami, tons of Knicks fans. They played the Nets the other day in Brooklyn. It was all Knicks fans in that. I don't know what the Nets fans were, but
If we can only win anything, can you imagine we have such a big fan base all over? We don't win anything.
You know what is funny though? A lot of the Jets players support the New York Knicks.
Jets.
The New
well,
York
And then the
Jets.
Giants and the
New
Mets.
Jersey, right? And that's they're still trying to get used to them in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So, all right, Mannings.
Yeah, man. All right. Blessings.
Kerry.
All right, Cranky. Good to see you again, sir.
Yeah. Wait, by the way, before you go, Kerry, how are you getting down to Texas? You flying?
Who said I'm going to Texas? Funny enough, another thing we have in common, I don't like to fly. When I say I don't like to fly, I have a fear of flying. But I do tend to fly a lot, so I think I'm going to fly.
No, I tend to fly a lot, too much. That's why I don't want to fly. I fly if I have to, but I have no other way to get to Texas. I've been trying other alternate routes.
Yeah, drive-wise, the furthest I drive is Orlando. 3 hours is enough. Like, I used to go to school in South Carolina, and then when we used to come back here. So that drive was too long. Like, so I don't think driving is going to work. So it's probably going to be a flight.
Driving only works for me when I talk to management while he's on his program.
Oh.
Time pass, I don't notice the time passing.
Yeah.
But I have to figure it out. All right.
What did Gunnar's boss says? I didn't become a New York Knicks fan because every Jamaican in America was for the Knicks.
Really? I didn't realize that.
Oh,
because of Patrick Ewing, maybe.
Yeah.
Probably, but they also come to New York. Most of them come to New York first, then they branch out. Right?
Yeah.
How did the fear coach on the stream for this long?
Why didn't Man of Steel join?
Yeah.
Why did Man of Steel join while I was here?
Since Man of Steel was fired from his job at Mullines, they have been doing a whole lot better in the league,
Oh, I didn't want to go there. I did not want to go there. But then again, since he called me fake coach, let's go there.
Was he fired or did he leave of his own volition?
They left. Was it mutual consent? Is that what they say?
You know how it goes, Frankie.
He's fired. If it's mutual consent, he's fired.
You don't want it to be on your resume that you were fired. So they say leave quietly.
Irreconcilable differences. I think that's another way of saying
Man of Steel. Because we asked him about name origination. So how do you get the name Man of Steel?
He told me one time and I forgot.
Yeah, I think Gunnar's was asking you got the name Cranky.
No, Cranky. Well, no, it's easy one. I won't say how because I may get in trouble. Because I want to make sure I'm on my own channel, so I don't want to make sure I don't have any copyright or any whatever you want to call it. Anything that would suggest that I got the name from other than where I should have gotten it from. So I won't say.
Yeah. That's the man is the last man that said I was fired at the stream. Regretted it, Oh, he says his name is MOS.
Man of Steel.
Oh, Man of Steel.
I was gonna say something. I'm gonna leave that alone. Man of Steel. I mean,
well, when I put MOS before for Man of Steel, I think management thought it stood for Manning's Omar Stennett, so he got confused.
I thought it meant Man of Sponge.
Oh, Sponge.
Yeah, man. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I will enjoy the rest of the evening, and thanks to everyone in the comment section. As usual, if you have not yet hit the like button, do that before you go. It is so good to discuss football without getting in all the politics of it, and sports, because there are so many other things happening. The thing there, what Open was just won by Senna. What's the name of that?
Australian Open.
The Australian Open. Oh geez, what the name of the guy that defeated upset everybody? Who
On the men's side,
it start with S?
Sinner is the winner.
Yeah. So lots of sporting things happening around here and things. So bless up. Thank you, one and all. You can watch the rest of the game. I hear that Kaheem Dixon just scored a beauty for Arnett Garden, so you can probably catch the next 10 or so minutes. I am Management. This has been I Am Sure Sports as usual. When it gets to this point of the show, we say we are over and we are out of here.
Boom, check it out. I don't know it's Jason. I'm a represent for I Am Sure Sports. For the latest news and updates, check out I Am Sure Sports. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe and share. Jason representing I Am Sure. I Am Sure Sports.